Hey guys, welcome to what is probably my last video on this channel. Now, that's probably not true. Knowing, the effect Wizard Life has on me, what it's done in the past, 3 years that I've played the game, 4 years now, around that time. Actually, is it 5? I have no idea. We'll talk about it in a minute, but I genuinely don't know the next time I'll make a video on this channel. I haven't talked with anybody from the Spellbook community in a while, but I'm basically done with that game. Not that it's bad or anything, I just have no desire to continue to really make Roblox videos or play Roblox all that much in general. But knowing Wizard Life, this probably isn't going to be the last video. But in case it is, I've been wanting to make something like this for a really long time. This was originally supposed to be the final video after the whole Wizard Life history series and stuff like that. That's what I wanted it to be. I wanted to be able to talk about my entire time on the game and my struggles with it and the fun I had and the people I met and all that stuff for future me to look back on. I wanted this to be like a time capsule. And that's still what it is. It's just severely more underwhelming than what it would have originally been. But I think that's fine. So this video is basically gonna have a couple parts. My goal is to go over as much as possible. This is probably going to be a really long video, like hours, genuinely. I don't know though. I have no idea. If you'd like to sit through the entire thing, feel free, but if not, then I won't be mad. I don't care. It's the final video. But I want to say to future me who's watching this, hopefully you enjoy. I'm going to put quite a bit of effort into this video, the visual wise and stuff, so future me can enjoy looking back on it. But we're going to talk about a ton of crap. A bunch of crap that I've wanted to talk about but never felt like I could because Wizard Life was still alive. I kept so many things to myself. I never, something that I will discuss in this video, I never got super close with anybody in terms of talking about, videos and stuff outside of Wizard Life. Most of the time I spent with people on Wizard Life was just about Wizard Life and dueling and stuff. So I've had to keep all this to myself for years, and so I'm actually looking forward to talking about it. I'm not gonna lie. I went through a bunch of stuff because it's not necessarily proof. I guess I will be providing proof for quite a bit, even though I don't think anybody would disbelieve me. I wanted to make sure I had a bunch of dates right and stuff, so I looked at my old Roblox messages that talked about the people I added. I got a bunch of Google Docs. There are a lot of Google Docs. I have a bunch of clips that I'm probably just going to show so they're out there. I might use a couple Discord DMs, and we're also going to talk a ton about my YouTube channel since that was the main thing from this game with me. But first things first, I'm just going to talk about all the time I spent on Wizard Life, my actual kind of personal history with the game, how I found it, what went down, my opinion on a bunch of stuff. Go over all that. Once I'm done with that, I'd like to talk about YouTube. I'll probably go back a little and talk about my whole YouTube thing, all of it. I also have a couple private videos that probably not many people have seen, so I'll talk about those as well. I'll look at some of the old Wizard Life clips just so they're there. I'll talk about it a little bit. Then, very recently, I'll talk about this more in a bit, but I joined Wizard Life, and a couple other people joined, some OGs, and one thing led to another, and one of our, bi-yearly Wizard Life Discord servers was born, and so a bunch of Wizard Life people got together, a bunch of OG players got together in this one place that I was able to talk with them. I DM'd, I think, around 20 of them. I think I have 25 total. And I just asked them if they could say one thing about the game, what exactly, would they say, if given the chance. And that's, I just thought I'd dedicate a section of this video to that. I thought that'd be pretty cool. At the very end, to finish it all off, I think I'll be answering all of the interview questions that I asked Lexus, and my original game plan for the interview series. I'll answer all of those, and then I think that'll be it. I will probably not remember everything that I wanted to do for this video. Honestly, there's probably going to be plenty of things that I wish I could say that I'll forget. If I forget anything, while I'm editing this video, I will go back and add it into the recording or something. I'm not entirely sure, but I might do something like that. And if I remember something after I've already posted the video, I'll just throw it in the description. So every single thing will be remembered. But yeah. And, oh wait, why did I want to do this? Okay, there's another section I completely forgot about. I wanted to thank some of the people that I was closest with on the game. I met a ton of people through this game, which is why I'm making this video. It's a pretty important game to me, pretty special game to me, and I think that'll become pretty obvious pretty quickly. And I met a bunch of good people, a bunch of bad people. Obviously, it's Wizard Life, but I thought I'd dedicate a little section of this video as well to thanking all of those people who made the game super fun for me over the course of these, like, 4 or 5 years, I don't know. But I'll probably throw that right before the interview questions at the end, you know, make it sentimental. But yeah, so I'm just going to start talking. I might re-record this intro, so maybe this will never see the light of day. I have no idea, maybe I'll hate it, but I'm just going to start talking. So, I discovered Wizard Life. I'm not entirely sure the exact date. It's kind of hard to pinpoint the exact time that I started playing. The only evidence that I have that I played back in 2018 is this video right here. This video was recorded on my first computer, which I'll talk about in a sec, but I think this video that I took on July 18th, 2018 is the earliest proof I have that I played the game. I'll probably come back and watch the full thing in a minute, but basically, I think I met Scardreams and he told me how I could record through the Roblox thing. And, oh my god, it's so loud. But, I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, that's that. But, the only thing, this is the only proof I have. I didn't change the name. Here's the properties. So, I don't think this is considered OG. This was in the middle of Nova Lumen, as I've come to learn. Not long after this, Nova Lumen dies. I think this is like halfway through its lifespan, something like that. There it is, yeah. Right there. But I ended up transferring. Luckily, my mom did not delete it, because technically it's her computer, but she didn't delete it, and so I was able to recover it and throw it on my own computer, and now I have it. So, yeah, there's the only proof I have that I played the game in 2018. But I don't consider myself a 2018 player, and I'll talk about that in a sec, but yeah. I first discovered the game when I was playing Roblox on my iPad, probably a couple of years before I got onto my computer. I can't really tell how long beforehand I started playing Roblox on PC. For all I know, it was 2017. For all I know, I picked up my iPad in 2017 and got onto Wizard Life then. If I had to guess, though, it would have just been earlier in 2018, but basically I discovered it from the beginning of the game to probably early 2018, and the game was so laggy on my iPad that I physically couldn't play it. I joined the game after like scrolling. I probably was just scrolling for 20 minutes. I couldn't find a game. It's a very vague memory, but I ended up joining after finding it, and it looked really cool. I thought the idea was really neat because, you know, I wanted a wizard game. I probably was reading Harry Potter at the time or something, I don't know, and I wanted something to play, and I found this cool game that didn't work. It was 5 frames a second. It was awful. I just gave up. I think I casted a single spell after opening the spellbook, which probably took me 5 minutes to do, and I was like, yeah, if I ever get the chance, I'll play this, but I gave up. Fast forward to July of 2018, and that's when I started playing the game. I don't know how I rediscovered it. All I know is that I ended up playing it again on my mom's computer somehow. I think I just started playing Roblox on it. Now, this computer, I think I actually have a picture of it. I took a picture of the setup. It's on my phone. I think I will transfer it. I'll go and transfer it onto my computer for this video, and I'll throw it on the screen. But the picture is my setup. There's no PC. It's just a monitor. It was literally just a monitor. That was it. And it had an office keyboard and mouse, which are the current mouse and keyboard that I use. I still use the same mouse and keyboard that I was using back in 2018. They aren't very good, probably, but I'm familiar with them, so I still use it. But the monitor was trash. It was good enough to play Wizard Life, and it actually gave me pretty decent ping. I had a decent chance at playing, but when compared to my current PC, it was garbage. There wasn't, I don't know how I didn't realize, there was no PC. It was just a monitor. God, it was, I don't know. My best memories come from playing on that computer, so I guess it's fine. But it was what I had, and so I used it, and I'm happy with that. But I don't know how I even got permission to play on this. We just did, and so I rediscovered Wizard Life somehow. I'm not entirely sure what exactly caused it. Just found it one day, maybe while I was playing, and I recently played and hopped in, and I loved it basically immediately. So the rediscovery I know happened sometime in July, probably a little bit before that clip was taken. In the clip, I'll throw it on screen, I believe I had around 4,000 galleons. And that means that I hadn't been playing for long. I don't think I had Avada by this time, but I had played long enough to buy VIP, so maybe I discovered it in June, and that's just the earliest proof I have that I played during that time. In the beginning, I wasn't really a duelist. I was mostly a role player, like most people who started off playing this game. And so when I joined on the computer for the first time and actually got to play the game, it wasn't dueling that got me really into it. I would say it was role-playing. And the only name I remember, the one person that I consistently roleplayed with, the person that I got on and played with for probably months, I wouldn't be surprised, was Creepy Cam. That was his name, also known as Cam. Obviously, nobody else knew him. He was just another kid like me who enjoyed role-playing on the game, and I don't remember anything we did at all. I know that eventually I got bored of it and stopped, but it was fun. It was super fun to do, and I think it led to the discovery of dueling, but not really. Like, I think I ended up buying Avada Kedavra. I don't know if it was in 2018 or when I returned later in 2019, but I think I ended up buying Avada Kedavra because dueling sounded so interesting. And by buying, I mean, I think I spent $20 on Robux, and then bought Galleons, and then bought Avada Kedavra, because that's how much it cost. And if that's proof enough for me to show how dedicated I was to the game just from role-playing. But I think I did a slight amount of dueling, nothing real, nothing with good players. I don't even think I ran into any Nova Lumen people or anybody like that. I didn't meet any group players until after I returned. But the little dueling I had was pretty fun. I don't remember it at all. I just know that it was cool. It was a great introduction, but I wasn't as into it as I later became. At some point, I believe it was the October of 2018. I'd been playing for just like 3 months around that time. My mom discovered on the computer that I was playing. And I think the reason she discovered it is because I think I turned off the computer, or I didn't like turn it off. I think I just left it running, and I don't really know what I did. I genuinely don't know because it was a bad monitor. But I downloaded an auto-clicker, or tried to, because I wanted Galleons, because I wanted all the spells, obviously, because I'd heard that that was a fantastic way to get Galleons, and my mom found it, was like, you probably shouldn't do that, because we can, you know, get hacked or something. I don't know if that's how it worked. I have no idea if the auto-clicker I downloaded was safe at all. I think it worked, kind of, but she found that. But then I think I also left Roblox open, the tab. I've always played Roblox. I've never downloaded it. It's always just been in the tab. And so I think I left it open along with this auto-clicker, and I think she rifled through all of my messages that I had with other people. And I think, like, at that time, my mom was really against me talking to strangers on the internet because I was super young and was an idiot, which at the time I wasn't. I wouldn't have revealed anything, but I can't really blame her for trying to play it safe. And I remember specifically, I was pacing around in the room because that's how nervous I was, that I would get kicked out or that, you know, she'd find something or whatever. There was nothing to find. At that time, I played Wizard Life and I did Myth Hunts. That was it. I was into both of those around that time. And so I was mostly just concerned that she would find some DMs that I had with people who were myth hunting and she'd be really confused. And that's about it. But eventually she was just like, hey, don't do this. And I was like, yeah, okay. And I think that scared me enough to where I left the game. I don't even know if I touched the monitor again for like a year. It took me a year to get back on Roblox, and probably the monitor in general. And so after that, terrified for an entire year, didn't play again. I doubt I even got on mobile. And I probably said goodbye to Cam or something. I genuinely have no clue. But I ended up... Actually, you know, I'm going to check, just while I'm here, real quick. Let's go in and check Roblox real quick. Creepy Cam... I believe it's like, is it 06 or 09? Creepy Cam 09, I think. If he was born in 09, he was probably like 4 years younger than me. But yeah, so this is him. Let me check our... Oh, dang. He unadded me? Oh, well that hurts. Creepy Cam, what the heck was that? Whatever, let's see if he actually has it still favorited. I wouldn't be surprised. Yep, Wizard Life right there. But, okay, I guess he unadded me. But I can't check my messages with him. I assumed I would have messaged him at least slightly, just to see, but... Yeah. Wow, he's a traitor. He unadded me. That's insane. Anyways, I stayed off for a year, and I came back in 2019, and I believe it was around November 2019, because this used to be a feature, apparently. I don't know if I ever really realized this, but you can check your messages, and it used to tell you that your friends accepted. They don't do this anymore, sadly, which I wish they did. But right here, November 19th, 2019, I added Vanfine H2O. Now, Vanfine, I only remember that name from Wizard Life. I think other people probably remember them. I don't know if they were hated by the general community. I don't know. I doubt they were all that well known. But I know that I played with them at some point, and I added them. And I know for a fact that regardless of whether or not Vanfine was a player, which even though they were, Light Ninja 2784 is the one I remember. Now, I don't have this account added. I have his new account added, but Light Ninja, I bet some people have seen him before, me talking to him. He's probably slightly younger than me. I genuinely have no clue, but I guess he was one of the first people I ran into when I returned to the game. And he was also an avid Wizard Life player, someone I talked to frequently throughout the entire time. But because of how young he was, and I'm not sure if English was his first language, it was difficult to train him. He was the only person I even tried to train, but it was pretty fun. So it must have been around November 19th, November 20th that I started playing again. Maybe I started playing beforehand, but I don't remember any of these kids from Wizard Life. I mean, this kid's name is WizKid, so maybe I added him on Wizard Life. Also, I just realized I should have talked about this earlier. Lumion Legacy was something I played pretty often. I think this is what got me back into Roblox. Sorry, I might have to, I'm gonna, future me who's editing this, move this back to earlier in the video, but this right here is what got me back into Roblox, was Lumion Legacy. I played Lumion's Legacy pretty religiously from its release, July 20th, the exact day of its release, probably through when I got back into Roblox. I think I heard about the game dropping around this time, so I got back into Roblox on my computer, and I try-harded. I have a bunch of crap on Lumion Legacy. Now, I'm nowhere near super rich. I don't have that much, but I have a pretty decent amount of stuff. And I have some stuff from the day of launch. But this is what got me back into the game. So go and move this back to the beginning. But I returned in November of 2019, and I believe that's when I truly started discovering dueling and all that jazz. Now, it was around this time that Nova Lumen was far gone. All of the OGs hadn't necessarily disappeared, but I bet a lot of them had quit. But this was the start of the Covenant and Mystic War. Or, yeah, the Covenant and Mystic Order War. This was the start of that. I don't think I came in the middle of it. I don't think I returned when it was in the middle. I think it was probably slightly before. All I know is that Mystic Order was alive, and I'm pretty sure Covenant was alive as well. And almost immediately after returning is when I met Fate. I met a bunch of people, but I think Fate was one of the first I met. I cannot remember any specifics because I didn't record at this time, and I rarely took screenshots. But all I know is that this is when I met basically everybody that I actually appreciated spending time with on this game. Because past a specific point, it was mostly just me dueling, and that was about it. But I ran into, I think the first time I ever saw Fate, he was standing with his two lieutenants. I think their names were Alex and Ben, like his right and left hand for the group. And I think he was going to, I don't know if it was like they had to fight each other for the promotion or something. I don't know, but I was in Appa. I think I had Apparate by the time I returned. I think I had almost every spell by the time I came back. And I saw him talking to them too, and I was very confused because I'd never seen anything with groups before, and I wanted to ask about it, but obviously I was a kid and I had no idea what was going on, so slightly intimidated, which is a pretty common theme for throughout maybe another year or two in this game, and you'll understand why. And I can't remember the specifics of what happened at this time, like the exact timeline of events. I know that I started talking with Fate, and I think I started dueling with him, and at times I beat him, quite often in fact, because I'm freaking awesome. It was around this time he joined a trackpad. It was around this time he started using a trackpad because his PC blew up or something. I don't actually know, but I think it's just some people I met. That's the only thing I can remember. So I know I definitely met John. I met Spade around this time. He was one of the first people I think I ran into, probably even before Fate. I think he was also relatively new, but he knew a bit more about dueling than I did, so he introduced me to some stuff. James, also known as Imperium to a lot of people now. He was one of the first people I also met on the game. We talked pretty frequently for maybe a year or two. I met Fate. I met one of Fate's closer friends, Jace. I think slightly later, but not long after, I met Rick and Atlas. who were some of my favorite people that I enjoyed dueling and playing the game with. Around this time, I met Alatar. I don't think I ever had a dueling rivalry with anybody, but Alatar to me was like a pretty high goal for me to reach. I always wanted to, I enjoyed dueling him because of how good of a duelist he was, so I can appreciate that. I met Ryan around this time. I think it was a little later that I met Lexus, but it was also around this time. One person that I frequently talked to, I don't remember much about him though, is Yuki Teru. I think I met him around this time, and that's about all the people I met at this time. I'm not 100% sure, but there's probably a bunch of names I'm forgetting. Just those were the general, that was the general idea of the people I met around that time. And so the loose timeline was I was introduced to Fate in them. I believe I joined Mystic Order because at some point I probably ran into the Covenant and Nightcrawler, and I don't know if anybody knows this, but I despised Nightcrawler with a passion. Nightcrawler underscore 33 is one of the worst people I've met on the game. Just to me, because not many people were rude to me because I never started any fights or anything, and I don't think I started any fights with Nightcrawler, but God, I hated him. I hated him. I think he was more pompous than people I ran into later. Like in this game, I'm gonna go on a short rant. In this game, one of the common themes throughout the entire time is people take pride in quite a bit. Some people take pride in smaller things and a smaller amount of things, and some people take pride in everything they do on this game. And I don't know if Crawler was ever good. I don't know if he even saw himself as good, but the way he spoke and typed everything, I hated him. I hated him. That's why I joined Mystic Order. It wasn't for very long, but I did anyways because I hated Nightcrawler. Hated. And I think at some point during the war, I also got into a couple fights with Fate because he was also kind of a jerk, but it was nowhere near as bad as Nightcrawler. I've forgiven Fate. We talk every once in a while. He's cool. But Covenant, oh my God, I hated. I cannot say this enough. I hated Nightcrawler. Heck, I have it written right here. I hate him. Despise. Anyways, so basically, I think at some point I joined Mystic Order. I don't think I rose the ranks. I was just in it, really. But I was introduced to dueling through here, and I'll talk about dueling in a minute. I'm not sure when, but oh man, dude. I loved dueling more than I hated Nightcrawler, which is saying quite a bit. But there are not many people I hated on this game, but Nightcrawler's one of them. That's just, I'll leave it at that. But man, I fell in love with dueling really quick. Actually, you know, yeah, no, this is the perfect time to talk about it. I don't know what exactly got me into it. Probably just Fate and Spade, and coming back and seeing so many people into dueling, and so many people who are good at the game dueling, actually running into these people, I think it ignited something. The flame it began here, probably almost immediately after I came back and I met those people. Dueling is the only thing that kept me in this game. If dueling wasn't a thing, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have spoken to probably these extra 50 to 100 people. I wouldn't have met all of these cool people and bad people, but you know, it wouldn't have happened if not for dueling, because dueling is probably the single most fun I've had gaming ever. I've had a lot of other fun on some games, like genuinely, but mostly I love online games, and I think dueling is not only the best aspect of this game, but in almost any game I've ever played. Seriously. It obviously wasn't intended by Eddie and Rylock for it to be a dueling game, but man, dueling was the best part about it. Let's see. A lot of it was the adrenaline. I very rarely, and probably a lot of people too, actually get an adrenaline rush while gaming in general. Dueling was one of the very few things that consistently brought it out in me. Anytime I was going up against somebody good and I turned on my focus mode, I was and I was ready to try hard, I actually had adrenaline running through my veins. Seriously. I wouldn't say I was addicted to dueling, you know, it was fine, but man, it made me feel freaking amazing. Even when I lost, it was so much fun. Seriously. I don't know how, because it's super simple. You know, I'll explain dueling real quick for people who might not know, and for future me who won't forget ever, but I'll say it anyways. Dueling's pretty simple. Take two people, you put them against each other, they both have a Avada Kedavra, one says go, and then you shoot Avada at each other until you lose, until somebody dies. And it's so simple on paper. It's really easy. You just shoot Avada at each other and you block whenever it hits you. That's it. That's all you do. That is all you do to duel, and yet it is the most fun I've ever had playing any game ever. Not even a joke. On top of the adrenaline rush that I got almost every single time while dueling anybody good or what cared about doing a duel, I enjoyed the strategy. I enjoyed coming up with stuff. I was nowhere near as inventive as some other people. Some people actually experimented and stuff, but I kind of settled into dueling, and once I formed a habit or two, I just stuck with them the entire time. I would never say I was fully, I don't know, at my peak, I was okay. I don't think I was ever a great duelist. I had some cool shots. I mean, during the tournament video, I pulled off a 2v1. I think that was cool. I wasn't terrible, but I was also not anywhere near the best. Maybe overall top 30, top 40. I wasn't all that good. But regardless of that, still had a lot of fun doing it. It was, oh man, I lost my train of thought. I don't know where I was going with that. I think I also enjoyed dueling because I played fair. I was probably one of the very few people who didn't have to win. And especially as time went on and I, you know, enjoyed dueling less and less, and I didn't care as much, I was able to just, it became less fun as time went on, but I didn't, man, I don't know what to say here. I'm trying to word it. As time went on, it became less fun, but all that did was intensify the fact that I never had to win. Like, I didn't have to. I just enjoyed dueling because it was fun. I liked winning, and I try-harded quite a bit. If I ever wanted to win a duel, I did. But I think I enjoyed it because I kind of had my own personal rule set that I always sort of abided by. A couple of them were, I don't know, I always let the other person shoot first because it was always really annoying when people would say go and then immediately shoot, or the other person who didn't say go would immediately shoot and kill the other person before the duel even started. So regardless of whether or not I say go, I usually, because I enjoyed having the advantage in duels regardless, just holding onto my Avada while they don't. I like pushing people into corners. That was how I did it basically. But I always liked letting them shoot first on the off chance that they weren't really ready, because there have been plenty of times where I say go or I say I'm ready and I'm not actually. So I just give them a chance to shoot first, since I want an actual duel. That's kind of what signifies the real start of the duel for me. I also never liked baiting all that much. I still bait, but I never covered up my spell, ever. If I ever did, it was completely by accident, like I mistapped or something. I never specifically went out of my way to cover up a spell with a book or with my other wands or anything. I never tried to change the animation. I would try to trick people out with Starcaller and stuff, but in all honesty, I always let the animation play all the way out. I don't know if anybody caught on to that, since people still sometimes fell for my blocks, or for my baits, but I never liked doing that either, because it just kind of, I felt like it kind of took away from it, really. If you cover up your spell completely, what's, like, how do you see? It becomes completely prediction. I enjoyed just predicting it when it was, like, super close up. I enjoyed doing that, but I don't know. And those were probably the main two things. I had some other stuff that I like to follow when I dueled, but that's what kept dueling fun for me, and why other people probably, I don't know. That's what kept the dueling fun for me. But yeah, basically dueling is awesome, and I would gush about it all day. I'd continue to. The strategy behind it is super fun. Like, one of the, I'll probably look at this Google Doc later, but one of the videos I really wanted to make for a long time, one of the big things that got me started on YouTube was wanting to make a dueling guide for new players, and for also just to have it. I remember I actually started working on it and then gave up because I realized it probably wouldn't be a very good video. But man, it was, whew. I'd still love to make it. I'm not going to, but it would still make for a really good video. Yeah. Basically, after being introduced to dueling, all of my fondest memories of the game are specifically from dueling. Specifically, my favorite memory I have throughout the entire game, the whole thing, was, it was one night over Christmas break, about a month, maybe, yeah, about a month and a half, maybe, after I started back again. I believe, yeah, it must have been around January 1st, because this is when I added Atlas, but I added Sage, and Sage, right here, is Cloudy. Cloudy was Fate's sort of right hand. I'm not entirely sure. I don't actually know the specifics. Just that I believe it was around this time, because this January 1st was when I was on winter break, but it was winter break, and I had gotten into the habit around this time of staying up really late and dueling. For a lot of reasons. Number one, some people couldn't play during the day. Like, there was a solid amount of time in my afternoon, like 3 to 6 o'clock, where nobody played. I couldn't duel. And so normally I would just stay up super late, especially during stuff like winter break. I don't think I destroyed any sleep schedule I had. I think Wizard Life was the thing that destroyed my sleep schedule, not COVID. Sure, COVID kept me up quite a bit on some nights, but it was Wizard Life. This was like the first time I frequently stayed up super late to game. And one of my favorite memories was towards the end of Christmas break. I believe it was me and Fate and Sange, and also Rick. I'll talk more about Rick later, maybe, probably just during the thank you, but I believe it was us four. Rick probably joined in the middle and then left right before the end, but we went to the lake, starting at maybe, I don't know, whenever I got on late, because what I used to do is I used to sneak back into our old office. At our old house, the computer I played on was way in the back of the house in an office. So I'd have to open my bedroom door, which was in the same hallway, sneak down the hallway past my brother's room, and then open the door, turn on the light, and then boot up the computer. And I was caught multiple times throughout staying up late, and my mom usually just went, go to bed, and I was fine with that. But, man, it was... Anyways, we went to the lake, us four, and I don't know what time it was, maybe 10, after I had snuck back whenever time, you know, my parents settled down and I was playing, and we dueled, I'm pretty sure, for like 7 hours straight. It was insane. It wasn't really dueling, it was just an FFA that never ended, but I'm pretty sure we went until around 5 a.m. for me. Started at maybe 10 p.m., went to bed at 5 a.m., and I don't remember it super vividly, kind of. The only thing I do remember, though, is going back to bed, getting maybe like 1 or 2 hours of sleep, waking up, showering, and then realizing I'm not going to survive if I don't go to sleep, getting out of the shower, and then falling asleep, and then waking up like 6 hours later. But I would say that was probably my single favorite moment from anything, from any gaming moment. Man, I cannot even think straight. Jesus Christ. My brain's fried and my throat's already kind of sore. Yeah, probably just my favorite gaming moment ever on Roblox, on any game I played, even with close friends. I'm not sure if anything has come close to that 7-hour period. It was insane. And I don't know, I wasn't super good at this time. I don't know if any of us four were, but it was just some of the best. I don't know. It was early on, but yes, it was probably my favorite dueling moment. Not that I didn't enjoy dueling any less afterwards. Of course, it went down over time, but that was my favorite memory from the entire game. Was dueling 7 hours straight. It was just fun. It was before I really got even more into dueling and, you know, focused on strategy and stuff. I was still relatively new. It was cool that I had met all these people. I was just having fun. And I think that's why I loved that memory so much. And that, yeah. After winter break, not long after, maybe 4 months, that's when COVID hit. I'm pretty sure COVID hit in April. I could be wrong. And so I don't know if this game got me through COVID. I would have survived regardless of whether or not I was playing Wizard Life, but it helped probably because I spent quite a bit of time during COVID playing this game, which is probably why, you know, I did some of the stuff that I did. But not long after being introduced to Mystic Order and getting to know all these people, I was also introduced to TDF, Dark Family. I don't really know when Dark Family started. I know that this was probably the second or third iteration of the group. I don't freaking know. I don't know. I know that TDF, I believe, was born slightly after Nova Lumen died. Just because Dark didn't start playing until... I think it might have been middle of Nova Lumen, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. I know he claims that he was one of the first players to play the game, but it's not true. I'm not even going to provide proof. If you want to be mad at me, be mad at me. It's fine. It's been so long that I don't think it matters anymore. But I believe he started playing in the middle of Nova Lumen because he spoke a little bit with Kappa then. And I think it might have been slightly after Nova Lumen ended he started Dark Family, because I know that Z Family was allied with Dark Family. I'm pretty sure Scar himself said that recently. I talked to Scar, the second owner of Z Family. Actually, I'll go and open up the DM right now. I'm pretty sure he said that that's when he was with Fate. Hold up, give me 1 second. I'm gonna find it. Yeah, I asked him for the question about it. Whatever. He said, yeah, around 2019, TDF was reborn, and I allied Z with the group. 2019 was the peak of Z. Yeah. So he was allied with them. So this must have been around then. I didn't know Z Fam was 2019. It must have been early 2019 when I wasn't playing. Because I missed some stuff in that span from 2019. I missed I believe the end of Nova Lumen, maybe. Maybe Nova Lumen was over by the time I stopped playing the first time around. I don't really know. I don't know. All I know is, I was finally introduced to TDF around whatever time, who cares. And it was my first real introduction to, wanting to be in a group. I really wanted to be in a group. At that time, I didn't really know how bad war was. I don't even think I'd seen how stupid wars were around that time. And so, TDF, to me, I kind of put it up on a pedestal. And some of the people, too. I'll say Dark and Scar and probably David, too. And some of those other members were intimidating to me just because they seemed to know what they were doing. And since I was such a relatively new player, I was like, yeah, no, these guys are cool. Before I actually knew anything else about them. Sucks for me. But they were not necessarily mysterious, but it was the fact that all of them were EU players. And because they were EU players, none of them played when I was on. They played when I was asleep, which is part of the reason I stayed up super late to play Wizard Life. There were days I would specifically stay up late or wake up early. Like, I remember waking up early on weekends just so I could, like, get a glimpse of TDF. Maybe sometimes Duel or something or whatever. I think I tried to join and tried to go to some of their meetings and stuff. It never really worked because they were very inconsistent and sometimes their servers would be full, but I literally went out of my way to try to join servers with them. And around this time was before the server teleporter broke, so it wasn't very hard to get in their servers and stuff. Mostly I would just server hop and try to find people and whatnot, but yeah. Around this time, too, was also the block strategy. After the friend teleporter broke, I had to block people in servers and then server hop. Like, I hated server hopping. It was such a waste of time, but at least it got me into some of the servers that I wanted to be in, but yeah, it was around this time I was introduced to groups, and I wanted to be a part of it just because it was a cool group. I heard some stuff about it, and I was like, this is where some of the best are. I want to be part of this. I want to be trained or whatever. I didn't necessarily want to be trained by, like, Dark himself or whatever. I just wanted the dueling. I just thought it'd be cool. And so, it was probably some extra motivation for me to do dueling, and so that's, like, the only thing I can personally thank TDF for, because not long afterwards, I believe I joined TDF, and I was also in Mystic Order since I was friends with Spade, and I think TDF either allied with Covenant or they didn't, and they just waged war on Mystic Order, but they were at war with Mystic Order. Something like that. I'm pretty sure they allied with Covenant, though, because I think Nightcrawler ratted me out to Dark or something, or one of the people who was in TDF, because I was in Mystic Order. I was in both at the same time. And I was in one of the TDF servers during one of their days, and Nightcrawler was like, hey, this kid's in Mystic Order, you know that, right? And he's like, really? And so they kicked me out. Straight up. They just kicked me out. I was a nobody at that time. I just liked dueling, and so, that was fun. I can't really blame him. It was war. I'm not really mad about that specifically, but even afterwards, for quite a while, I was still pretty intimidated by Dark. I remember, well after this, probably a year or two after Mystic Order, I found Dark was on in probably an NA server. Like, he just joined, and I was like, hey, can we duel? And he was like, yeah, sure. And so we did. I did beat him, but he was typing, so it wasn't really fair. He proceeded to demolish me afterwards. I was pretty nervous, but it was pretty cool. So I don't think I ever really lost the respect for Dark. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if Dark exploits. I don't know if he did. I genuinely don't. I don't know. People have said that he beat the auto block allegations. I have no clue, and at this point I don't care. I could just say that that's like one of the only things I could thank him and TDF for, is the fact that they were there. Just that they existed, because it was great motivation. And yeah, I just wanted to be a good duelist like them, so. From one duelist to another, thank you, Dark. For everything else, though, not so much. Sorry, I'm choking on water. Okay, anyways, everything after this gets super fuzzy. I don't have many specific memories from this time. It was a lot of war. Now that I think about it, I should probably talk about my outlook on war and groups. This is the goodest time as any. Since we're on the topic of TDF. But I hated groups. I think after I joined and then left Mystic Order and TDF, I never joined another group again. People know this, I'm pretty sure. This was not something I was known for necessarily, but I always sat on the sidelines of wars. All I would do was unglitch people, and that was it. Sometimes making people mad, because whatever. But that's literally all I did. I never joined another group. I just dueled. I mean, I started calling myself Duel Man, because I liked dueling, and yeah. But, man, wars were so stupid. Now, here's the thing. Wizard life for a lot of people at this point, I've come to realize, was a place to let out all of their anger and stress from the day. I'm pretty sure, if I had to guess, that would be it. Maybe everybody is just super toxic, but the fact that it attracted so many toxic people and who let out all of their anger in these groups and wars, I'm pretty sure it was just the thing and a place that people needed to let all of that out. It was their outlet. And so that's why not many people were as into dueling. Some people were, and some people weren't. But I'd say the more slurs you used in a fight, the less you were into the dueling part, and more just into the shouting GG easy part, and being able to do that. Because I'm pretty sure, I would be surprised if every single person who's played this game is a functioning human. At least slightly. At least a little bit. Like, I'll give everybody the benefit of the doubt here. But I'm pretty sure they're actual humans in real life. It's just that this is the place where they can be toxic and stuff. Like, their online persona is probably way different than who they are in real life. They're probably all decent people. Probably. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about groups and wars. Maybe I'll come back to it later on in the video, but I hated them. It was stupid. The whole idea of wars was so stupid. Organized war sounded awesome, but apparently never existed. I think I was lied to by Dark. We'll talk about that in a bit, but organized war never existed. Maybe. Maybe it slightly did. Maybe once or twice. I don't know, though. All I know is that I hated war. And I hated, man, I spent so long on the sidelines. I would spend like an hour, 2 hours maybe, waiting for a war to be over. I would just sit in the server. I wouldn't even open YouTube because I don't think my old monitor could run Roblox and YouTube at the same time. I needed, the best ping possible. I genuinely think I would sit in servers and just do nothing for an hour, 2 hours, and then once they were finally done, I would ask people to duel. And most of the time, they were too burnt out from dueling for 2 hours straight, or for fighting 2 hours straight, to actually want to duel. So very rarely would I actually get to duel people. And man, it made me mad. It was so annoying. I just wanted to freaking duel people. And nobody else wanted to. People just liked war. And oh my god, it made me so angry. But yeah, I probably just sat through tens of wars. Okay, that's actually a bit of an over-exaggeration. Maybe 10 to 20. That's a decent amount. Just waiting for people to be done. It was so annoying. And sometimes the servers would get full and I'd have to leave since I was doing nothing. That also kind of annoyed me, but man, I hated it. So anybody who ever did war ever, I hate you. It is official. Not really, but, I hated it. It just sucks that this game was an outlet for people, because I wish it was just a dueling place. I feel like the game could have been much bigger, and I would have been much more motivated to do stuff if it was just dueling. I'd be fine with toxicity, just not the war and group stuff. The group stuff makes sense, but the unorganized war, just shouting for 2 hours straight, and then the first person to leave loses, it's just so dumb. It really is. I say it in present tense, even though it's over, but man, yeah, I don't like them. Not long after all this TDF and getting kicked out of Mystic Order stuff and realizing I hate groups and stuff, I didn't begin YouTube. We're actually going to go to a Google Doc really quick. I made a Google Drive of all of my, probably the most important documents. A lot of the other documents are just scripts for videos, but these are the ones that I'll probably go over maybe. I don't really know. But this first one, I believe, was one of my first iterations of wanting to make a dueling group. I'm actually going to go ahead and open them right now. I had 2 different dueling groups, known as the Duelists of Wizard Life. I started... This one was the first one. Duelist of Wizard's Life. I don't know why I put an apostrophe, because there isn't an apostrophe. October 23rd, 2020. Yeah, I ain't left my mark on the game yet, so I'm ready for anything at this point. I'll come back to this in a minute, but I started this group as a way to encourage dueling. I wanted to actually have an actual dueling system and host tournaments and stuff. There was like a point system that I came up with. I don't know if this was any good. There was a limited amount of people per each one. You know, 8 players total. Bottom tier gets 3, low gets 6, second gets 8, and you just get points for doing it, and the people with the most points would get stuff. You know, this group was made to settle who was finally the best duelist in Wizard Life. It works simple. A point system is made to determine your rank. I made this really quickly, obviously. I made some better iterations of tournaments and dueling groups later, but this is just one of the first ones, and yeah. It was okay. Never worked. None of my groups ever worked, because I don't think people were super into it as much as I wish they were, but yeah. On top of this group one, these were probably one of the only groups that I ever actually attempted. And before I forget, I actually do want to talk about this. One other group, one of the only other groups that I tried to make, I don't remember what it was called. I believe it was something along the lines of like, not Angels of Wizard Life, that's already other thing. It was a group dedicated to being like peaceful and stuff and promoting that. Here it is. No, this isn't it. This is the wrong thing. Here's Rick, here's Lunas. Vertex is another person. Actually, oh crap, I need to throw Vertex on my list of people to thank. Hold up. But yeah, there was a group I had with someone known as Vertex and Rick, who, again, I'll probably talk about them slightly more later. But we started a group January 2020. Oh, and I used to say soup all the time, too. Anyways, by the way, I still can't tell what the initials are on the look. Hold up. Where is the Discord link? Here's this link. Please tell me it still exists. It has to. It still exists. I don't know what we called it. It doesn't seem to have appeared. It was a D and an L. A D with an L in it. I genuinely don't know what the group was called at all. Rick, this is Verix. Verix, this is Rick. You'll both be co-founders of our group. Verix, 2 things. Have you worked on the logo? The Defenders? No. Defenders is stupid. Maybe this was an early iteration of the link. Yes, this was an early iteration of the link while she was working on it. And then here's maybe a different iteration as well. I guess I used Discord around this time. It's pretty cool. This is too good. Holy shit, you made this too good. Yeah, yada yada. It was actually pretty cool. However, I don't remember what we called it. It was just DL. This was one of the only groups other than dueling groups that I tried to make, and this was our logo for it. It didn't exist for very long, but I'm very glad that it actually still exists somewhere. Oh, yeah, I should probably do that. But yeah, no, this was pretty neat. That's about it. I barely remember anything about the group. It didn't last very long, obviously. I made it in January of 2020, not long after winter break ended, I suppose, right after that best memory. And then it probably lasted a month or two, and then we gave up, specifically me. But yeah, no, this was pretty. I'd say this was pretty well done. I was pretty shocked with it. Originally, I wasn't happy with this in the middle, but I grew to love it, and it was pretty cool. This was neat. So Vertex, if you're watching this somehow in some world, thank you. It was pretty good. Anyways, the next one that I actually want to go over is quote-unquote final message for Wizard Life. I don't know what pushed me to make this Google Doc. I believe I was planning to send all these messages out to this group because because this was made on October 10th of 2020, and this was made October 23rd, 2020. So here's my final message. I'm just going to read it. Something pushed me. Something maybe made me want to quit for whatever reason. This was before I started YouTube, so it had nothing to do with YouTube, but let's just see. Read from the top down, read from the top down, since I wanted people to read from the top down. If you think someone hasn't read this, please let them know to come read it. I haven't seen a lot of you lately. I guess school's gotten in the way, and I've just stopped feeling like dueling on weekends. I think after about 10 months of playing, I'm going to really take a break. By the way, I believe my break lasted 4 months. Which is pretty impressive for Wizard Life, I will admit, but I ended up making my first YouTube video 2 months into 2021. So, you know, I don't know for how long, but it could go from weeks to months. Actually, yeah, let's be honest, 4 months is it's a decent break. I think I still played Roblox, I just never played Wizard Life. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop playing Roblox, there's still plenty of games left for me to enjoy. The real reason I'm writing this is to thank people I was able to duel in my adventure through Wizard Life. This is a long list, but I feel as though it is necessary. I decided to thank Fate and Sage, who were my very first mentors. I remember all the way back in December staying up until 5 AM one night dueling these two. See? I remember this pretty well. My two first friends that I can remember were Rick and Atlas. God dang. My second thank you went to my two first friends that I can remember, Rick and Atlas. We were sort of a trio for a while. Not really like a known trio. Just that this was like my main friend group for quite a while. Though I haven't spoken to either in a bit, and neither have me added anymore. I guess at that point they unadded me because I think they maybe quit, which was sad. But after that, I wanted to thank Dyer because I liked dueling him. Now Dyer eventually became a jerk, and then he stopped being a jerk. I think I don't freaking know. All I know is that I enjoyed dueling him. Apparently, James was one of the first people I met. I think, yeah, we probably fought quite a bit, but I enjoyed the small talks we had, apparently. Alexander was really cool. I guess at this time I didn't know Nikola as well, and I knew Alexander more, but I guess I enjoyed dueling him at this time. Then there was John, one of the chillest people in the game. Wasn't any wars, always sat by me when we watched those wars. Not many people knew him, but I do. He was a nice person to teach, and even a greater friend. I doubt he'll ever see this, but if you see him, tell him hi for me. After John, there was this guy who I genuinely I don't remember who this is. Apparently I knew him for a very short amount of time. I remember the name Stratoff, and I think as I've been thinking about this name for while I was prepping this video. I think Stratoff was a pretty good duelist. I knew him for a while. He quit around this time, and I have not seen him since. But he was a pretty good duelist, and I enjoyed dueling with him. Tough Sport. I remember this guy barely. He was an older friend, apparently. I have no clue. Then there was Alatar. Yep, of course I thanked him. Then there was Will G. Andy. I just met him, but I think I enjoyed dueling with him. Then there was Vladimir. Vladimir was a great dueling partner as well. I enjoyed teaching him and helping him through his ping issues. Then there was Vtex. I don't remember her user. Vtex is her actual in-game name, but I wanted to thank her for the things she did for me in the duels I was able to enjoy with her. I enjoyed dueling her quite a bit. She was fun to hang out with. Then there's Scorp. Went through many names in the 10 months that I played the game, but yeah, we were in a couple fights, but we were somewhat friendly towards the end with each other, and now we're fine. But he is a pretty freaking awesome duelist, yeah. And even if he is controversial in most people's eyes, I'm glad I can call him a friend. Yeah. Alex, I think some people remember this. Alex, one of the only people I would consider a bestie. I don't freaking know. I haven't spoken with Alex in ages. I think I DM'd them pretty recently, but I don't think I got a response, so that was cool. Luka. I'm going to talk more about Luka when I'm thanking people. Luka was probably one of my favorite dueling buddies of all time, seriously. He was in TDF, and he was EU, which means we rarely got to duel, but every time I dueled him, it was fantastic. One of my favorite duelists. One of the, not best duelists, there were people better than both of us. I'd say we were almost equal in skill at that time. It was just hard to find a good balance since he was EU and I was NA, so it was hard to figure out who was truly better. But I would say we were both pretty similar in skill, and he was one of my favorite dueling partners of all time. The same goes for Fast Fox. Fast Fox is also one of my favorite dueling partners of all time. He was more recent, slightly after this. I think I dueled him more 2021, 2022, but man, he was, I don't know if he was necessarily enthusiastic about dueling, but I think he actually kind of was. He was a great duelist, and I had some fantastic duels with him. I believe Fast Fox was the guy in my very first YouTube video, which I'll talk about in a bit. He was the guy in one shot who I killed in a one shot because he's trash. Fast Fox, if you're ever watching this, you're garbage. And GG, easy, no re. Then there was Spade. Spade was one of the very first people I met on here. Again, I don't remember if he was the first, but he was pretty freaking early on. I know for a fact that he was one of the first people I ran into, and I genuinely enjoyed dueling him until a long time. I'm going to talk about Spade a little bit more during my thank you. And there's also Ryan. Yeah, okay, I guess we spent quite a bit of time together in 2020. We spoke very recently after the quick little get-together from a bunch of Wizard Life people. Glad we didn't really catch up, but we did speak a little, so that was cool. I did manage to get a message from him about his time on Wizard Life, so I'll talk about that later, but pretty freaking cool. And then my final thank you ended up going to Cam. And then I also put together a list of all the other people that I wanted to thank that I wasn't as close with, but I still dueled. Avigors, who I don't remember much about. Aiden, which was, I think, one of the first people I ever added who was a duelist. Anderson, I remember Anderson. She was chill-ish, kind of, not really, but also kind of. CJ. CJ is chill. I've spoken to him recently. He's pretty cool. Andy, he was just a good duelist. I didn't know him all that well. I don't remember this name. I don't really remember this name. I don't remember this name. I slightly remember Jack. and not really at the same time. I don't know. Jocalyne, I remember. I actually spoke to her really recently. She was cool. Clara was a great duelist. I enjoyed dueling him. Iz, I think I remember, was also a great duelist. I think maybe Clara and Iz were brother and sister. I'm not sure. Knight, I actually met up with recently. Lexus eventually became a pretty good friend of mine, especially because he was the tournament video partner. Lord Voldemort, I don't remember who this is. Mapravin, I remember the name, but I don't know who that is. Max, Master Karaoke. He's an odd fellow now, but he was probably the best mobile duelist I had known. He was very slippery. He was very, very good at dueling on mobile. This name is familiar. I don't know who it is. Narcisio, the No Life. I think that was Fate, as an F4TE. I think that was Fate, the guy who I didn't actually like. I don't know why he's on here. Charles, I remember this name kind of. Scary. Scary was just a great duelist. I didn't talk with him ever, but he was just a fantastic duelist. Turning Emerald was pretty similar. I don't actually know who Turning Emerald is. I don't know if he was an alt or his own person. He might have been Nike. I genuinely have no clue. Also, speaking of Nike, I'm just going to say it here. I don't know if it's pronounced Nike or Nike. I want to say Nike because it looks like Nike. It might just be Nike. I have never had it confirmed. I don't know. I do not know. But anyways, Turning Emerald was just a great duelist. I knew him for a while at this time. It's pretty cool. Callisto, I've seen recently. She was always chill, to me at least. Mary was similar to John in that I think she might have been a younger player who didn't I think she was just young. I don't know by how much, but I think I tried to teach her and it didn't work. I barely remember anything about her, just that we did play Lumion Legacy together, so that was chill. And then there's Yuki, and then I don't know who this is. So a lot of these names are people I don't remember all that much anymore, but it's still fine. The list could go on a lot more, as there were many people I've met and cherished over these past months. All the people who helped shape my venture, all the above people helped shape my venture in some way. Thank you to everyone here who helped me because who I am, become who I am now. Me living Wizard Life is a blah 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 blah. Thank you regardless. Wizard Life has become a piece of my life story. Like I said, you may see me playing other things on Roblox. I just don't think any of those things will be Wizard Life. Just remember that wars suck and dueling is best. Heck yeah, brother. That's the only smart thing you've said so far. If you have any message you want to send me, just message me, yada yada. Oh, I think this was also a previous description for my dueling group. But yeah, so I think something pushed me to quit in October, and I wrote this whole message and then wrote it. And then 3 days later, I said, I ain't left my mark on the game yet, so I'm ready for anything at this point. Gonna do a voice reveal tomorrow in a video and explain a few things. Oh, wait, no, this was 2020. Wait. Hold up. This was 20... Oh, right. Okay. So I guess this is the rest of the history leading up to YouTube. I guess I decided to start YouTube at this point. I had a YouTube video previously. It just sucked. This was when I finally got into editing on a computer instead of on mobile. So I guess I decided I was gonna do a voice reveal or something. Instead, I was gonna explain a few things because I guess I changed my mind 3 days later, and then I decided not to eventually. So on December 1st, I said, man, I'm a liar. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but YouTube at some point, we'll see. So I guess this was the start of my YouTube career. I don't know what pushed me to start doing YouTube. Probably just dueling, and I had a cool idea for a video. This was the first time I probably ever really thought about YouTube. But yeah, so I ended up changing my mind for the final message part and decided, let's do YouTube. And like I said, I'll come back to YouTube in a bit, but for now, since we finally got through those 2 Google Docs, I would like to... Wait, what is this? Oh, here's another group. Okay, we're going to talk about this super quick. What is this? Oh, okay. So I think this was the more fleshed out version of a tournament group that I wanted to do, and I think I wanted to do a server and stuff. There were rules: no flying, any other items and mods are not allowed, jumping is not allowed, the use of any spell in the Avada Kedavra is not allowed, no extra movement, cloaking cloak is not allowed, baiting with a fake Avada is not allowed. Yep. Talking / whispering to others while a duel is not allowed, other than saying Avada Kedavra. They can whisper talk to you, but you cannot respond. If you're caught whispering, regardless of what you say, you'll receive a punishment. You must say Avada Kedavra out loud when reloading, no whispering. Cheering on is allowed, booing is not. While waiting to go up, toxicity is still not allowed. Don't be toxic. Yeah, so this was cool. And I guess I wanted to make the voice reveal plus future of Wizard Life plus future of channel, tournaments, dueling guide, etc. Wanted to make my tournament rules. I had big dreams, dude. Very consistently throughout Wizard Life, and a lot of it just never reached the light of day for a lot of reasons, which I'll come back to in a bit. But I wanted to commission a logo. I wanted to shamelessly promote the server. I wanted to add something about setting times when you could do tournament. Oh yeah. This is one of the videos that I was looking forward to making for a long time. This was going to be what I was going to call the dueling guide, was Dr. Noah One's Beginner's Guide to Dueling. Or, yeah, maybe just Dr. Noah One's Guide to Dueling. I was going to do maybe just a Beginner's Guide to Dueling, but I like the idea of Dr. Noah One's since it was my personal experience with it. But it never saw the light of day for a few reasons. Again, I'll come back to it, but it was pretty neat. And then this right here, I'm not going to go into it, but I put it in here just to remind myself. I've had probably 3 or 4 dreams surrounding Wizard Life, which isn't surprising considering how much I played it and how much I thought about it and how passionate I was about it, but I just thought I'd mention it. Actually, I'm curious, if anybody else has had dreams from Wizard Life, throw them in the comments, man. This is the last video I'm going to make, so if you see this and you remember having a dream specifically about Wizard Life, throw it in here. I think mine was something about a boat. It was a very odd dream, just that I know Wizard Life was the main part about it. Then was the start of the Wizard Life interview series, but I'm going to come back to this in a bit. Everything past this point, I'll come back to when I start talking about YouTube specifically. But for now, real quick, this will take about 3 seconds. I'm going to finish talking about my time in Wizard Life. That was kind of sidetracked, but it doesn't really matter. So, after I began YouTube, yeah, I got kicked out of TDF, and not long after I began YouTube, like I said, I wanted to quit from 10 months of playing, and then I spent a lot of time throughout the rest of my time on Wizard Life, just dueling, enjoying my time playing it, but also debating whether or not I wanted to do YouTube and struggling against, you know, my confidence, because my confidence was not very strong, and I'll talk about that with the YouTube stuff. From what I can vaguely remember in terms of groups, there was the PD versus Astral. That was kind of like the final big war, and some other groups that happened over those years, those 2 or 3. I just continued to duel on and off. I watched as everything fell apart. People quit, and a couple new people joined. I met some people at the end, which I'll thank later. And then eventually it kind of just died, which is pretty fitting for this game, I think, considering how many, you know, groups there were, and just the nature of this game. The fact that it just vanished just makes sense, really. I think it's pretty neat. It says on my Google Doc to talk about Eddie and Rylock purposefully killing the game. If I decide to later, I will, but I don't know. Me and Lexus talked about it in the interview with him. We ranted at the end about it, so I don't think I need to do it here. I think it's okay. But yeah, that's basically my time with the game. It was mostly just dueling and talking with people and enjoying my time, but that's about it. The real drama and the real bulk of my time, you know, just why I had all of my opinions that I did and still do about Wizard Life is YouTube. YouTube started quite a bit. It made me well known within the community, or just actually known. And yeah, I had an entire plan with talking about my time in Wizard Life, but with YouTube, crap, someone's mowing. Oh, I might wait to finish this. It is 1:14. I've been recording for like an hour. I think I'll come back and finish this in a minute, since someone's mowing right now. I think I'd rather wait for someone to finish their mowing. Yeah, I think that's okay. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back to the video. I did some stuff. Now, wait, hold on, we're not back yet. Hold on, give me 1 second. Hold on. Okay, now we're back. Okay, so we finished up the my history part, and now we got to get to the YouTube part. Oh, this is gonna be fun. So I'm just gonna wing it and use everything here to do it. For the outline, I wanted to talk about why I started, list all the videos, my mixed feelings with making videos, and then talk about Astral as well. All right, I forgot I didn't mention that early in the video. You'll hear about Astral in a minute. It's a pretty cool, pretty interesting story. I don't freaking know. Anyways, the reason I started YouTube was basically just because of how passionate I was about Wizard Life in general. I like dueling. I also liked the idea of looking back at the history. I don't know if it was Dark himself that got me into it, but maybe something he said like after I dueled him, or it might have been on Discord. I'm not sure, but maybe he got me interested in it. Something got me interested in the past of the game, probably just because nobody knew a lot about it. It was kind of mysterious in a way, just that I personally could not find anybody that could really tell me too much about the beginning of it. But it was pretty cool. Let's see. Here's the document that shows all the Wizard Life interview questions, and at the top, I wanted to ask them all of these. This was like the thing I do during the interview, which I didn't end up doing. This doesn't even make, well, it does make sense. It's just dumb. This is dumb. Here was a list of people that I wanted to interview. There was Dark, Fate, Alatar, Drago. I don't know who Drago is. Spade, David, Davey, Scar Dreams, the YouTuber, Kappa, Simon, Noguer, Kuno, Scary, Astral, if I can find him. Yeah. And Arco. What's funny is that I'm not in contact with Kappa. I've kind of spoken to him, kind of not really. Simon, no, never got into contact with him. I have contact technically with every single person here, except, I guess not Spade, because he doesn't have me added, but I don't have contact with David. I don't know who Drago is. It might be like Dyer or something, I don't know. I don't have contact with Arco, though I probably could get it. I don't have contact with Scary, but I do at the same... Yeah, no, I do have contact with Scary. I have contact with a surprising number of people here. This would be shocking to young me. To 2 years ago me. And then all these questions. These took me a while to come up with just because I wanted it to be pretty broad and stuff. But, yeah, it was pretty cool. Oh, and here's my outfit idea if anybody wants it. I'm just going to put it on the screen. Might as well. And then, what else? Before I actually get into the YouTube part, I think I want to show off some of the these Google Docs. Actually, no, let's do YouTube first. I lied. I'll talk about the videos that never saw the light of day, and I'll talk about some of these Google Docs. I'll come back to these in a minute. But for now, I want to talk about all of these videos. I think I'm going to go through every single one, including the ones that I've privated, there's a couple, like 3 or 4. And I want to talk about maybe some context behind them, and I'm also going to rate them. So, yeah, let's freaking go. Anyways, first video I ever published was One Shot. This was a test video. This was July 29th, 2020. Crazy. First bit.mp4, heck yeah. Duel for the Ages is just a test video. This thumbnail took me a surprising amount of time to make. I don't know how I managed to figure it out. I used a free website that was just absolutely awful, but at least I did it. I don't even know what I edited the video with. It definitely wasn't DaVinci, my current software, but it was probably fine. Good enough to do this. It's just a funny video. Let's just be real. It's a funny video. For a first video, it's not terrible, but at the same time, it's really short and there's nothing to it. It's like a 5 out of 10. Sure, that's where that video gets. The next video I made was 2 days later. Was quote unquote Spade's farewell. This video was really stupid. Spade was quote unquote quitting, which he didn't, which is fine. Again, it's Wizard Life, but it was all sad and stuff. This may be over the disappearance of Spade. Roblox God Do, man. Yep. Earlier today, Lexus joined my game and asked to talk. Oh, I knew Lexus back in 2020. Yeah, okay. No, yeah, I did. Never mind. Turns out it was Spade. Lexus just used it for a while. Oh, cool. Let him use it, sorry. Spade told me that he had been banned for exploiting. Haha, funny. This is basically just me explaining why, and then... What is this? Oh, right, yeah, Spade told me to play this song. This is a really bad video. Like, I don't even want to show anything else. This is a terrible video. Not only, I mean, this is, again, before I really started anything good with YouTube. It's just a bad video. The only good part of the video is that somehow Spade managed to line up saying peace with it turning day and then killing me. And that was the only good part of the video. Like, that. Look at this. Hold on, I'm going to show it again. And I showed this still. Why did I show this? I don't know. This was an awful video. It deserves to stay private forever. 0 out of 10. Then, it seems I took a really long break. That'd be 5 months. That'd be about 7 months. So I started it and was like, nope, I just can't do this. I think I came back in 2021 after I got my actual PC. I think it was Christmas of 2020 is when I got a real PC, a real computer, and I came back and decided to give it another shot. And I think this was actually made on DaVinci. my current editing software, and this thumbnail is an absolute banger. This is the best thumbnail I've made for probably anything ever. I spent way too long making it, but it goes hard, and the video is also funny. Okay, shut up, shut up, shut up. Yeah, it's like the exact same thing, but I just did it with Spade. And this is just a still image, basically. It's how slow I made it. Okay, it's still funny. He's like 3 pixels, dude. What's funny is that the original video wasn't scripted or planned. This one was. This thing was completely planned. I don't know. However, I will say this. This video, Kuno commented on it after finding it. I don't know, he seemed like disrespected by the fact that I said second most influential duel for whatever reason. I don't know if that was a bit on his end, but he was the one who introduced me to quite a few things, actually. He told me about Kappa's old duel to win Novalumen, all of the old TD to win a war, I don't know, all of the old TDF championships, and my duel, his duel to win a war against Fate. And so he told me about him. Novalumen, abbreviated as NL, founded by Kappa, Dark, and Noguer. Noguer was the first founder to leave shortly, followed by Dark. Leaving it all to Kappa? Dark wasn't a leader. Noguer wasn't a founder of Novalumen. He wasn't even a founder of Shadowblood. Noguer wasn't in Novalumen. Are you kidding me right now? Am I gonna have to? Maybe I hope Astral wouldn't mind if I pulled a few strings. And by pull a few strings, I mean use some of the evidence he has. My goal here is not to start a war after the game's already dead, but yeah, Kuno has this wrong. I'm just gonna assume maybe he was told wrong. Kappa was the only founder of Novalumen. Noguer was back in Shadowblood. I think he quit before Novalumen was a thing. Noguer's name was not brought up at all during Novalumen, and Astral was friends with Noguer. And Dark was not a founder of Novalumen. However, he was a member. He was a member of it. And he did interact with Kappa a little bit at least, but this isn't true. Noguer was the first founder to leave? No. Simon was the first founder of Shadowblood, and then it was left to Noguer, who it sadly died to. Died under his reign, so that not reign. You know what I mean. So this isn't true. Man, I still don't know what Lerma is. I need to ask Astral about Lerma. So anyways, yeah, 2 shots of funny video. He introduced me to this. Sorry, we were in the middle of reading this. My fault. Noguer was the first founder to leave it, shortly followed after Dark, leaving all to Kappa. That's just literally not true. Kappa was the one who made it. Kappa was a well-known overpowered explorer, yes. His favorite script was Burns, or Infamous script. I know nothing about this. Would free as a player using them never miss? Okay, Infinite Patronus. I don't remember much about Infinite Patronus from what Astral told me. God script, the name says it all. The script meant that the user was invincible. Yeah. So the combination of scripts allowed Kappa to win every fight by himself. He was the only person without these scripts, except for me, whatever. We too had the power to overtake any clan. This was usually his last Royce. Us two were in sort of detachment known as... I'm going to ask about the Serpentine Circle, too. Odd script, the name says it all. Yeah. Serpentine Circle. I've heard about this. This later inspired TDF. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. TSC. Kappa's duels to win a war. After a long and continuous fight between Novalumen and another group, which I forgot the name of. Kappa had enough. He decided to duel 3 different candidates from any group known as a form of showcasing power. I don't know if this is true, because it wasn't spoken about. He did go on quite a few wars, but Kappa mainly went against smaller groups during Novalumen times, so I don't really know how much of a showcase of power it was, to be completely honest. I straight up don't know. TDF, aka Dark Family, every week there were family-wide champions to see who was the best group. It's an extreme accomplishment to win one of these championships. I have no idea if that's true. That just sounds awesome. I'll just admit it. I genuinely have no clue if that's true, but that's cool. My duel to win a war against Fate. Nice villain as Fate. I think this is true. I have no proof that he was, I don't know, in TDF, and then Kuno was the one to do it, but everyone wanted to stop this wars, but taking up a lot of time. Yeah. Extra was the most unknown dueler of all time. Astral dueled over 200 times. The number is up. I don't really care. But over 200 times, yes, and never lost once. He compiled all of his wins when retiring into one Discord with proof added. He is the best dueler of all time, but no one knows about him. He was present during the Novalumen days. Very true. I am in that server as we speak. There is plenty of proof, and proof on other stuff as well. I still have yet to read all of it. I might do that after I finish recording this video. Yeah, and then he stopped talking to me. This was the rest of the conversation. But yeah, the proof hasn't... He actually didn't supply any proof for the duels themselves. The duels were basically just... I'm not... Like, he was like, I'm not going to supply proof for all of that. It's just, you know, at that time... The server was made to talk about other stuff. The proof was for completely other things. He provided proof for some other claims that he made, but it had nothing to do with the duels. Though he did say, hey... I did win over like 300 duels. Try me. And I believe it. Again, there's no proof, but I bet it's... I wouldn't be surprised if it's true. I genuinely have no clue. It's just... And at this point, he has nothing to lie about, and so... I think it's fine. But, yeah, so this video is pretty important. I'll come back to it later. This is basically where I learned... this is my very limited knowledge of the past. This is like my first time anybody spoke even remotely longer than 2 sentences about Novalumen. He didn't even mention Shadow Blood, but whatever. He probably wasn't there for that. And that's it. This is like the first... I was around during Novalumen. In fact, actually, I forgot to mention this. I joined the Novalumen group. I know I'm kind of contradicting myself when I said that I wasn't part of groups the first time I joined. That doesn't... I don't know how I found it. Maybe somebody was in Novalumen, I was like, ooh, Novalumen, what's that? I went to their page and then went to the Novalumen group. I specifically remember joining the group. I don't think I joined their Discord server, but I did join the Novalumen group. And I'm pretty sure I just left. I don't know how much longer after. I didn't participate in anything. I didn't know anybody from Novalumen. I just joined the group. And so... Even though, yes, I'd heard of Novalumen and I know some things, this is basically all of my Novalumen knowledge right here. This is what it was for a very long time, until recently. But, yeah, so, pretty cool. Next was, well, what does life receive an update? My first real video, 2K views, baby, let's freaking go. I rewatched a lot of these recently, so I'm not really going to talk about it. But I put a surprising amount of effort into videos like this.
There's been a lot of speculation
behind the lack of updates in Wizard Life. It's been 3 years with near radio silence. What Eddie wants to do. With proof that I'm about to show you, it is confirmed that I will not be receiving any future updates. That doesn't mean Eddie is done with the Wizarding World, though. He and Rylock are currently planning on making a second win. Okay, I'm just gonna... Here, I'll just mute. I don't need any of the background stuff. This video is pretty cool. The videos were actually not terrible for a very first video ever. The funniest bit in the entire video was this right here. And this is an actual message I sent to Eddie. It was pretty cool. This was neat. I don't think I gained any knowledge of the past. Just some stuff from Rylock. But it was just my first ever news video ever. That's it. That's literally all there was to it. Pretty good video. What was the thumbnail? It was mid. It was an okay thumbnail. Everything was fine here. Scar Dreams called my voice pretty dope 2 years ago. So anyways, okay. So we went through all these videos. Next is the I Lied video. Which this video... was fine. Thumbnail's mid. The video itself was okay as well. It was made not too long after the that last video.
And gentlemen.
Yeah, it's an okay. It's most of it's in Discord. This is also the video where I discovered that the Patronus haven't doubled. It's been 2 years. Well over 2 years since the Patronus was doubled. It's crazy. I'm shocked. Anyways, yeah, this video is mediocre. There's not much to it. It's okay. The Alchemia video is fine. Alchemia wasn't, you know, it was revealed to not even be the actual Wizard Life video. These next few videos are okay at best. They're all just news videos. This one was a terrible video. This one was okay at best. This one was also, like, I was just, by this point I was tired of making news videos, and so I didn't put as much effort into them. The What's Next video is pretty cool, though. I'm not, it's gonna be very, very, very similar to the current video that you're watching right now. Or that's what it was. It's pretty cool. I like the vibe of it. And I put a decent I put decent visuals over all of it. Pretty cool. It was a cool concept, but I'm not surprised it didn't end up working out. It hasn't even been 2 years yet. Yeah, wow. That is crazy. Yeah, it's an okay video at best. Well, actually, no, sorry, I lied. This is probably top 3 videos on the channel. I'm not 100% sure, but this is a pretty good video. Top 5, because I put a lot of effort into it, and it was cool, and I liked the idea of the series, and I think this encapsulated my excitement for it pretty well. This one was pretty cool. The fact that Wizard Life finally got a Christmas update, and I really quickly threw something together.
I don't know when, but it was earlier today. I got a DM from my friend saying that the game was updated. And it was. The game has literally been updated, so I'm going to be working on 2 videos covering the update. Before I get those out, though, I just want, just so I don't spoil anything, go play it. Go play it right now. Go enjoy the whole thing. It's not a ton. Spoiler, it's not a lot. But it's still an update, so go enjoy it. Go do it right now. Bye-bye. The video will be out soon. Bye-bye.
Banger video. Thumbnail's pretty cool. Just the fact that there's a tree there and stuff. Now, the update did end up being way, way underwhelming. It was very underwhelming. But I would say that this is also one of my favorite videos I've made on the channel. I put a lot of effort into it, seriously. I enjoy it. It's only 3 minutes, but it's an update video.
New and exciting.
Okay, shut up.
Happy holidays, folks. Can't wait for another epic, awesome, amazing, awesome, epic Christmas. Holy schmoly. Yeah, so the game got updated. That means I get to make an update video. First things first, let's talk about the new spell, Presentis. Presentis costs 3,500 galleons to buy and uses 12 Patronus every cast. On top of that, as of the making of this video, the spell breaks the...
Okay, I was gonna try to quote it, but it didn't work. Anyways, this video is pretty good. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing right now. We don't have to do that. But I put quite a bit of effort into it, and I think it's pretty cool. It was a cool update in some, slightly, but there were no bug fixes, and it was mediocre. It was an okay update, but it was an update, so it makes me pretty happy. This video is just funny. Obviously I didn't put much effort into it, but Jesus Christ, this video is hilarious. Seriously.
All right.
My favorite bit from this video is when people continuously came up to the tree. Hold on.
It would have been boring without any extra stuff in it.
What the heck? Who is this? Who is this? Who are you? You gotta be kidding me.
I'm gonna glitch him. The last time I glitched somebody, it took forever to glitch somebody. I'm not afraid. Come on. I don't have time for this. No, I'm so sorry. I'll unglitch you after, my guy. But I got a video to make. I will unglitch you. Just give me, just...
Literally, this is the funniest bit of the video, because it happens 3 times. This took me maybe 10 minutes to record, maybe even less. I'm not even joking. It's just,
sitting down and just talk.
Who is this?
It's so funny. This video is funny. If the best video on the channel, by far. Not really, but it's a funny video. I'm happy with it. Just the fact that people continuously did that. It was a good bit. Oh, here's this one. This private video is absolutely insane. I don't know why I made this. I don't know why I started freaking out. I'm not going to talk about the context too much, but basically some dude named Merciful PD accused me of being a homophobe for whatever reason, and for some reason I thought everybody would believe him. But yeah, I don't know why I was so...
Merciful, please. He continues to...
I was so freaked out by this. I don't know why I got so worked up. Yeah, this is pretty funny, but then people started thinking I was a homophobe. Okay, the reason I started actually getting nervous wasn't the fact that he was doing it. I think 1 or 2 other people DM'd me saying, "You're a homophobe, bruh?" But apparently it was a prank. I don't know. I don't remember the context, but it was a really stupid prank. I don't have this footage anymore, though. It's just... I will never watch this video again. It's just... I actually got, upset because people thought that that's what I was doing. So yeah, no, that's pretty funny. But it will never see the light of day. This is probably the best video on the channel. Maybe the Minecraft one's better. But this video right here is probably the best video on the channel by far. It's just... It's got everything. It's about dueling. The editing's pretty good. I finally learned how to slide stuff onto the screen. It's so cool.
On the 6th of January, a friend of mine, Cruel, sent me a link to a tournament Discord server for Wizard Life. In the announcements channel, he said he would be hosting a duos tournament. I hadn't dueled in a while, but...
Yeah, we're not going to watch all the way because I've already watched it, but this was a very well-made video. I'm happy with how it turned out. I'm happy with all of it. And the clutch 2v1 I had against Cruel and whoever his teammate was, this was amazing.
I want to wait until...
Jeez. Insane shot. I did so good. Anyways, yeah, that was a great video. I'm happy to have lost to Tribe and Sushi. I don't know where Sushi is now. Literally no clue, but tribe I still talk to. I talked to him really recently, so that was fun. Oh, this video. Let's see. I don't know how much detail I'm going to go into this, really. I guess... let's see. Hold on. Let's watch this.
Alright. Hey, guys. I originally planned to have this video be, like, really long. I was going to talk for a really freaking long time. Probably, like, an like, more than necessary amount. But I don't want to do that. I'm just going to cut to the chase. I am going to chill for now. I still want to do YouTube, so I'm going to be going to other channels, but I'm not going to be working on this for a while. I may never come back. I don't know if I will ever return to Wizard Life. I don't know if I'll ever, you know, maybe I'll go into detail as to why I'm stopping in the future, but I think right now I'm not going to talk about it. I just didn't want to completely vanish and say nothing. I didn't want to just, you know, video, like, at minimum, if the game updates or there's information on an update or, like, the second Wizard Life game, I will make a video over it. The only
just tell me why you don't want to make a video, bro.
Or that the wand animation is broken. It broke a little while ago. It's hard to explain, but I'll put it up on screen so you can see the difference. And that's about it in terms of the game. As of today, Lacrima is closing. If you know what the Lacrima clan is, just
I don't know why I cared and decided to share it. I guess
closed for
still
now.
the news, blood in my veins.
What's going to happen with them? But I'm pretty
blah,
sure.
Blah blah
they
blah
make it
blah.
sound like it's gonna be a
Who cares?
closing.
They
No
died.
clue what Dark's
Sad for
gonna
them.
do or anybody else in the group. Not a dark era of Wizard Life, but just a. It's gonna be dead for a while. Maybe people will come back and the game will revive. And there are still people who do play the game. I just know that I have no idea what's gonna happen next for the game.
Yeah.
But I just didn't, like I said, I didn't want to just vanish and have people wondering where I went. I might occasionally hop on the game, but for now, I'm not gonna upload on this channel. I might come back and maybe.
He doesn't even explain why.
Nostalgia video, chill for a bit, work on some other things. On Discord, I believe I'm not gonna make any more promises, but maybe I'll come back and be more specific with everything. But for now, I'm done. I'm just gonna chill. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, this is a stupid video. I don't even know why I stopped making videos. It doesn't make any sense. I know for a fact that I don't remember who it was, but someone either left a comment or DM'd me saying, "Bro, this is stupid. Just do everything on one channel." I don't like the idea of putting all my videos on the same channel. Not really. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. But this was originally, this video right here, this Minecraft video, was only put on this channel because of that comment. Oh no, I know it was from, what was his name? His name is Jamie from the Red Discord server. One of the admins or moderators or whatever from the Red Discord server. He was like, "Bruh, just put it all on one channel." I was like, "Oh, great idea." No, I never want to do that again. I'll keep my things separate, thanks. But I will say, this video was a banger. It's the lowest viewed video on my channel, I think. Not including the privated videos, because I privated this really quick. It only has 43. But this is the lowest viewed video on my channel, and it is probably the one that I put the most time into.
Hey guys, alright, if you happen to see the video I uploaded earlier today, just pretend you never saw it because it's irrelevant. Anything I want to do on YouTube from now on will be done on this channel. If you think it looks interesting, feel free to stick around. If you just want to wait until I make another Roblox video, that's fine too. What you're about to watch is a video I made a few days ago, and I'm pretty proud of it.
Yeah, no, this video was an absolute banger, but it had nothing to do with, it has nothing to do with Wizard Life. It has nothing to do with the channel, really. It doesn't count in the rankings, so even though it's a banger video, one of the best I've ever made, it's, nah. It is really funny, though. I'm surprised I managed to make it entertaining for 20 minutes. I enjoy rewatching it. And this video now, I don't really know why I felt the need to make this video since I was quitting. I guess it was just a video that I really wanted to make this video for a long time. I think I have, stop. I have like, not 13. I have like 3 Google Docs with different scripts of this video, like 3 different attempts at making this video, and I finally managed to do it.
It's a relatively unknown game. If you wanted to discover it yourself,
I put quite a bit of effort into it. It was pretty well done. I don't really know. Yeah, no, I think I was like, I'm gonna make the history video. No, nope. I don't know at this point what I was thinking, really. I kept flopping back and forth. Again, I'll talk about it in a sec, why I continue to talk about quitting and then not quitting and then quitting and then not quitting. This next video now, man, this could have led to something fantastic if I didn't let Scorp know that it existed, really. I don't blame Scorp at all, but he kind of turned it into a reunion for him rather than... I should have made this a tournament for the people I knew. It shouldn't have been a Wizard Life thing. It should have been a me thing. Because then I think it actually could have happened, and it could have been really fun. There's a chance. Genuinely a chance that this could have been fantastic. I put a lot of effort into the video itself. I also put a ton of effort into the Discord server. I'm actually going to, real quick before we watch the video, show off the... Let me find it. I have all the rules somewhere. Yeah, here it is. This Google Doc. The unofficial tournament announcement, interview with Cruel. This was kind of my plan for the end of it. I wanted to do an unofficial tournament announcement, which was that. I wanted to do my interview with Cruel and Lexus, which I did do. And then I wanted to do an official tournament announcement. Then I wanted to do the tournament streams. I wanted to stream this event. And then I wanted to do a tournament video. This is all because I had finally realized that, yeah, I want to be done. So I just wanted to do 2 interviews. And then I wanted to do a tournament, because I've always wanted to host a tournament, and a big one. I've always wanted to live stream and commentate tournaments, and so I decided to put all this together. Here was the whole thing, the whole list of stuff I had to do. If you want to pause and look at it, you can. Yeah, I think it's fine. And then the rules were insane. I spent a lot of time working on all this crap. Like, look at this, dude. The Discord server was very well made, and I wish I still had it. Instead, I gave it to Scorp to let him run, and then I think he deleted it. The tournament rules, these are all pretty good. I'm surprised there isn't more. Oh yeah, standard rules of dueling here, and then, yeah. I also had different events and penalties. In the event of a player's Patronus breaking, the player with the broken Patronus must wait until their opponent fires a Vada Kedavra at them. After this, either if the player with the broken Patronus dies, they lose the round like normal and then rejoin. If the player with the broken Patronus lives, they must rejoin and the round will restart. That's it. In the event of both players' wands breaking, the player who caused the wands to break receives a penalty. The penalty is starting the round much closer to the middle and without their Patronus at full. In the event of a disconnection, the player disconnected automatically loses the round, but not the set. Yeah. After they reconnect. In the event of a player breaking any of the standard rules, they lose the round and continue the set using a spell other than... Oh, if they break any of these rules, they automatically lose the round and lose the set. If the player breaks any of the following rules, they're given a warning. 2 warnings equals loss of a round. Jumping, Q spam, or block chaining, or doing more than 2 jump shots. Like, you were given 1 jump shot the entire round, and that's it. In the event of a player exploiting, if a player is confirmed to be exploiting in a duel with any kind of exploit, they immediately lose the set and are banned from the Discord server. In the event of some random exploiter flying in and ruining the round, we most likely end the stream and continue the set at a later time. Yeah. If both players agree to ignore any of these rules, that's fine by me. For example, if both players agree to duel with items, then they are allowed to duel with items. It's okay as long as both players agree and the round can still end in a decent amount of time. Yeah. And then these rules were subject to change. It's just, I put so... And then look, the tournament details kind of explaining everything. God, I put so much freaking effort into all this. After the signups open, you fill out the Google form. I wanted to make a Google form. I think it could have been great. But what ended up happening with this was... I'll actually show my DMs with Scorp. Scorp, I know you said you didn't want to get involved, but this is a year ago. I'm just... Yeah. It was right... here. I believe I even said at the beginning of this video, hey, this is like the 5-year anniversary of the game.
Well, guys, I have some bad news. I'm deleting the channel.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, man.
Yeah, okay.
Look,
Skip
the reason I
intro.
played Wizard Life for so long is dueling. Dueling was
I basically complain about everything that's broken, and then...
That being said, though, I don't want to just end the channel. That would be dumb. I'd rather go out with a bang than with some poorly put together video, so I've decided that I want to do a few things before I go. Here's the game plan. The next 2 videos I upload will both be interviews. In the first one, I'll be interviewing Cruel. He's the guy who set up the tournament in the video I made a few months ago. In the second, I'll be interviewing Lexus, who is my teammate in the same video. Cruel's interview will be more story-based than interview-based. It'll be scripted, and will basically just tell Cruel's entire Wizard Life story. It'll be pretty well edited, so I'm excited to see what I can make with it.
No,
In contrast to
that
that,
didn't end up happening.
Lexus's interview will be much more chill. Instead of being story-based, it'll be an actual interview. I'll ask him a bunch of questions about his time on Wizard Life in a VC with him, and the best answers he gives will go in the video. It'll probably be longer than Cruel's interview, and we'll have less editing. Those are the 2 ideas I had for the interview series, so I thought I would try them both out before I leave. After those 2 videos is the real kicker, the real finale of this channel. I want to host a tournament. I've thought about hosting a tournament for a while, and I think now is the best time to do it. I want to host it before the game's code makes dueling unplayable, so I thought as a way to end the channel, I may as well achieve a few dreams of mine. This tournament will be live streamed to my channel, and I'll commentate every duel that happens while a few referees help me run the matches. After the tournament wraps up, I'll do one huge video covering the entire thing. It'll be similar to my other tournament video, just much longer and better edited. On top of that, I'm really hoping a bunch of old and new players are willing to participate. I want this to not only be an event where older players can reminisce on their memories together, but I also want this to be a great experience for new duelists who haven't been able to compete in anything like this. Now, the reason this video's title says unofficial announcement is because I still have a lot of work to do in terms of setting this tournament up. Here's a short list. I need to find out how many people are interested in participating, and then using that information, I need to find out who I want to be referees with the Google form, create another Google form for signups, work on solidifying the tournament's rule set with a few older duelists, work on the stream overlay and music, make an official tournament announcement video, send out invites to people after the official announcement, work on the bracket, figure out when exactly this tournament will start and how it will go down, and I need to test out a few streams to make sure everything works. Now, there's probably going to be a few extra things to do that I didn't just mention, but what I'm basically saying is that I can't solidify any of this tournament without knowing how many people want to participate, and I definitely can't make it by myself. I'm making this video because I need some help. Firstly, I'd like a few older duelists to help me flesh out the rule set I've created because I'd like to verify if it's decent or not. Secondly, I'd like a few people, maybe 6 or 7, to be referees to help me out during the tournament. I'd also like as many people as possible to join the server to tell me if they're interested in playing or not. These numbers will help me gauge how exactly this tournament will work, so if you are at all interested in participating, please join the server and let me know. I would also like to mention that the server has a lot of information about the tournament that I'm not going to put in this video, so if you want to look at the current rule set or a bit more information about the tournament, there are a few channels that talk about it in length. After the 2 interviews, like I said, I'll make a more formal announcement of the tournament to give people who don't watch this video a chance to sign up. After the tournament ends and I create a video covering the tournament, I'll release one final video. It'll be pretty similar to my What's Next video. It'll just be me talking for a really long time.
Oh, it's this video.
I'll talk about the tournament, how it went, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, stuff like that. But I'll also talk about my entire time on Wizard Life. I'll retell old stories and encapsulate them in this video so that in a few years, I'll be able to rewatch it and remember how much fun I had playing the game. After that, I have no current intentions of making any more Roblox videos. That isn't to say I'll never upload again, but if I do upload, it'll probably only be about updates on Wizard Life. There are also a few interesting Roblox games I'd be willing to cover, like Spellbook, but I won't
we'll
make
talk
any
about
promises.
that in a second.
So yeah, that's it. I'd really appreciate it if you join the server. It's the top link in the description. Let's see what the first.
Yeah, so there's that entire video. That's it's currently unlisted, but that's fine. Anyways, oh yeah, let's check. Wait. Oh, I deleted the server link. Yeah, because I didn't want anybody, like any kids, to join the Discord server thinking that they'd be joining a server. Okay, so anyways, this server, this tournament would have been fan-flippin-tastic if not for this 5-year anniversary. Because this video was released when? September 2nd. I don't know how, but he said 5 years lordy. I know, right? Bro, who still plays Wizard Life, though? Nobody, basically. For real. Gotta do a few more things with the game and then leave. No, Ola, your intentions are good, but the game is forgotten. Oh, I know. Like, that's why I'm leaving soon. You had OGs, and when people blah, blah, he was being weird here. And so I talked about a tournament. I said I wanted to do one big tournament, and then I invited him. Sad. Can I set it everywhere? I'd rather hold off until invites. Basically, this was the worst thing he could have said. Nothing against Scorp. I think it actually would have been cool if he played in the tournament, but a lot of people who I'd never heard of joined the server, and it was basically ruined. It's gone. I bet the server's been completely deleted. I have no freaking clue. But, yeah, like Kappa joined at some point. I'll pass. Like, he did applaud the rule set. I think the only thing he said was weird was the day-night rule, which I guess is fair, but fighting in the night is super annoying, which is why I made it. But, yeah, it's just, basically it failed. I shouldn't have let it send him I basically shouldn't have told him about it, really. I should have just kept it with the close friends I knew, maybe a couple OGs that I was friends with, and then also a bunch of the newer players that I had met around this time. But that's the reason it didn't end up happening, was because it was just sent everywhere. And it helped me realize what the community was like. And in fact, I'll even go to one of the comments on the video. That kind of perfectly sums it up. Oh, never mind, it's not here. Okay, it was a message in the Discord server, which I no longer have, but it basically went along the lines of, like, what a cool idea that's really disconnected from the community. Like, it's a cool thing, and the idea is fine, but, like, at the same time, this is Wizard Life. That's just not how this works. So, and I think Scorp, I feel bad for him only in the case that he was like, man, I like, here, where is it? I sent the video, then he sent it everywhere. People joined, and I was like, not long after, I was like, I kind of forgot OG players are the equivalent of Wizard Life Doomers, as in they would be like, Wizard Life's dead, you know, people always say that when they're OG and they left the game. And so I said, this ain't gonna work, and he said, they aren't, just trust me. No, these guys are the heart of the game. Without them, none of these groups would exist. The way they express themselves in the server, they ain't seen each other for a time. It's just how they act. And so, glad a good conversation can happen, but probably no tournament. I don't know. Seeing this whole convo has made me not want to do it, because it's like I constantly forget what the community is like. I don't know how I do. I don't know how I did, but every single time it's like I thought I had any amount of hope. It was taken away by the fact that I just constantly forget what this community is like. It's not really meant for me. It wasn't made for me, which I'll talk about more in a second. But yeah, it's just, he said, like, seeing this whole convo maybe not want to do it. And I think this kind of sums it up, was they were part of my childhood, and I said, and they weren't part of mine. And so it was sad. I ended up leaving, giving it to him, and then I think he left, or I think he left. I asked if he deleted it, but I kind of just want a response from him, but yeah. And so, I feel bad for Scorpion that he probably also wanted a proper finale to meet up with everybody. And I think he kind of got that, but the tournament itself didn't end up happening, and so I really like the idea of hosting a final tournament and like live streaming it and stuff. I really do. I think it could be sweet, but at the same time, that ain't gonna happen anymore. Probably. No promises at all, ever, never again with Roblox. But yeah, I think it was a little tragic, and so Scorp, if you're hearing this, sorry that it didn't work out for either of us, I guess. Just is what it is. Oh, wait. Oops. Gotta go back. But, yeah. And, after this, there weren't many more videos. I did, this is afterwards when I started doing Spellbook stuff. I'm not gonna talk too much about Spellbook, just that it's a pretty cool game. I haven't played it in a hot second. I don't know if Chris is planning anything else for the game. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of feel bad because I think I may or may not, I don't know, I may or may not have inadvertently killed the game by not making any more videos on it and by not talking in the server. I don't really think so because Chris has yet to DM me, but I feel like that might have happened. But I'm not the only person who makes videos and gets views, so I think it should be okay. It's just, I don't know. Maybe Chris stopped being motivated. I don't know if it's my fault. I hope it isn't. I'm not gonna blame myself because I can't. I'm not gonna force myself to make any more videos. But yeah. Anyways, this video was really cool. I put a bunch of time into making sure that I included the best parts.
Okay, guys. Here's some quick context before the video
starts. And I was so hyped for this game, and it's still a cool game. But man, this was, whew, it was pretty good. I think it helped me maybe get through these two videos. These two videos are pretty cool. I'll talk about the Cruel one first. The Cruel video was supposed to be a lot different than it actually was. The Cruel video was supposed to be cinematic, and I was gonna have a ton of people like put on the exact clothing and stuff of some of the people who were in the story, and then have them reenact it for the cool visuals. That ended up not happening though. I described it all in this intro here, but I'm not gonna show it now. It's just, this was a pretty cool idea. I think this was fun.
Hanging out with a few members of the Z family. Not long after, he went an active.
It was pretty cool. It's just told his entire story, which I think is neat.
Make Wizard Life videos, and so
here, let's watch the outro. Let's just see what me has to say.
And that's it. That's the whole thing that I wrote. I probably would have changed it a little bit, but I decided just to leave it as is because I didn't want to spend too much more time on the video. But yeah, that's it, sadly. There's just one more video left after this. If you enjoyed listening to this, thank you. I know it's kind of anticlimactic, but I don't have as much of a desire as I used to make Wizard Life videos, and so I'm not really gonna force myself to make anything anymore. So after this, I will do one final video, kind of telling you guys what's going to happen next, and then after that, we will just have to see. So, alrighty, thank you for watching. I'll see you pretty soon with the next video.
Yeah, it's still a pretty neat video. I'm sad that 8 months ago me was a little beating himself up over it a little bit, but at the same time, I don't think it's my fault. Cruel was actually kind of sorry that I was putting so much pressure on himself. So yeah, no, Cruel's a great guy. Now, the Lexus interview, man, this one was fun. Coolest was kind of sadder to me, but just because, you know, couldn't be what I wanted it to be. A little bit more somber, but at least it was out. But man, this Lexus interview was insane.
Okay, how have you been? In the past, like, I haven't spoken to you in, like, forever.
Yeah, we haven't really like talked on call ever since like
That tournament?
the tournament.
Yeah. It's been so long. A few days ago, I hopped into a VC with Lexus to record an interview with him. Some of you may remember Lexus as my dueling partner from the tournament video. This interview is one of the 2 versions I wanted to make of my interview series, and because I'm no longer working on that series, I thought I would at least release both the ideas I had as a kind of farewell to Wizard life.
We don't need to watch the rest of this intro, but yeah, no, I think this video was really
Part of
cool.
the interview, I'm actually
It was chill. The catching up part.
We've been old enough to have
random
car
names.
brand.
Like I believe this was Turbo. I just asked him, hey, dress up like Lexus, and so we did it,
And it's
and
like
I just
mid-Jan-
grabbed a couple clips of us sitting around and then looped it.
Hi.
And I think it made for some decent visuals. This
Yeah.
one was mid. I don't know why this one was okay. It's fine. This one was cool because I like the fact that while talking about Lexus, there was like a fight going on down there. But the rant is also pretty cool. I think we
It's
just
one of my favorite songs.
rip on Eddie and Rylock a little bit for like 10 minutes straight. It's crazy. But yeah, no, this was a fantastic video. I will probably rewatch this video in its entirety eventually. Like, I think it's pretty cool. And Lexus took it seriously, which I was really happy about. You know, maybe I don't know if it felt dumb to him at all because, you know, it's Wizard life and the game was very dead by that point. But I'm glad we were able to talk about it, and I think it was cool. And so probably another one of my favorite videos on the channel. And then goodbye for now. Well, this was an odd video. I don't really know what the heck was this. Oh, also this was one of the funny. Dude, it says sex. It says sex in the link. That's crazy. It's so awesome.
Alright, guys. This is it. This is it. I'm finally done. I grinded it out for the past, like, 3 days.
Also, I could never figure out why comments were turned off here. Literally nothing. It only got 288 views. Whatever. I know people don't really care at this point, but man, I think I basically ended up saying there's a couple other things I might do, yada yada. This video's fine. Who cares about it? The next 5 were all about Spellbook. This video popped off, I think, because of the Harry Potter game that released a while back. 10,000 views. Pretty freaking good, dude. These videos were okay. They were also just news videos, kind of talking about new stuff, making update videos and whatnot, since I just talked about the test sessions, but...
Spellbook had 2 more closed testing sessions on December 22nd. Gives you the ability to...
And I liked the rage montage at the end. These are the funniest parts.
Oh, crap. Okay, no more to go. I win! Let's go! Let's freaking go!
And this was just a really intense duel. I was happy with this duel. Yeah, my favorite part of all these videos, these 3 right here, are the rage montages at the end, because I get so mad. It was hilarious. Seriously.
Hey guys. Seeing as Spellbook's release is just around the corner, I thought I would quickly cover everything that's changed in the past month since I made a video. God, this map is terrible because all he does is hide. I better win this. You are garbage at this video game. Oh, well, apparently I'm disarmed for whatever reason. I cannot perfect block for whatever reason. Come on, stupid. That's right, you're bad. You're trash!
Yeah, no. This was just hilarious.
I love it. I love it bouncing back and forth 200 times. It's so much fun.
But yeah, no. These rage montages were... Here, I want to keep... I want to keep watching. These are just funny.
Can you do anything? Like, literally do anything. And I didn't even block. I need mana to block, apparently. Hold on. No. That's... Okay, I have a perfect block timeout. Dude. You don't have
I was so mad.
tombstones.
I know
That's all
I cut it out, but Jesus
Wait,
Christ.
no, Lord's the guy that only hides behind tombstones. And why am I taking damage again? For literally no reason. I feel like Sectum's gonna kill him before he even gets a chance. How did that even connect? I'm scared of ping now. Okay, actually that one's kind of fair. Oh wait, I forgot. Can't perfect block. God dang. No! And I can't perfect block anymore. Oh my god. God dang it! God, this map is...
Okay. Yeah, anyways, sorry. I got distracted, but that is a very funny video. I like it. Yeah, and so the rest of it was just Spellbook stuff. I should probably private this video right here, to be completely honest. I'll just show it. Just might as well.
The game is out, go play, the game is out. I'm gonna delete this video in like 2 minutes. The game is out, go play it. Link to the game in the description. Go play it. Okay, bye.
Banger video. Literally, like, a banger video. I don't know why this got more comments than, like, any video I've ever had, but yeah. So, game dropped, and that was the case. I might talk to Chris. I just seeing this, I kind of want to talk to Chris, man. I just feel bad for leaving and then not saying anything for months. I don't think I've spoken in the server in forever. I kind of want to check out the state of the game, just because I feel bad. I'll look at Astral in a minute. Oh, yeah, we have to talk about Astral. Crap. Okay, that's fine. We'll talk about him in a minute. But, yeah, those are all the videos. I guess. That's all of them. Maybe I didn't say exactly what I wanted to, but I think that's fine. And so, now what do we have to talk about? Crap. Okay, I have to go back to the thing. So, why it started... Oh, my mixed feelings. Oh, and I also have to talk about Astral. So, first... There is one Google Doc that I'm very happy that I made for whatever reason. I don't even know why I made it. Right here, though. Crap. Real quick, since we're still on the topic of YouTube, before we get to that video, I'll just show off this because it exists. I wanted to make a video of what does the Wizard Life community want in an update. I don't know why I wanted to make this video, but there was a ton of stuff. I don't really want to show any of this off, but it's fine because anything I show off, I have to look at. I don't want to have to read all of this. Whatever. Here's all of it. Here's the entire video. And everybody in it. Oh, and here's the entire script. Oh, wow. Yeah, no. I wrote a ton of this video and then gave... Oh, no. I wrote the entire video. I wrote literally this entire video. Wow, okay, this is just a whole video that never saw the light of day. I wrote all of it. I have all this that I was going to voice over and do, and all of it. I even made the most common requests so I could make the script easier. This is just a whole video that I never released. Probably just because I thought it was dumb. Which it was, let's just be honest. What is this one? Oh, here's another one that I started but didn't get far into. I want to do a Hidden Rooms video mainly because of the... Mainly because the elevator room. I discovered an elevator room. If I decide to put it on screen, I will, but... It's a little room where you can clip into if you do it right. I think if you apple while small. I'm not 100% sure how you get in. But, yeah. It was pretty cool. Here was a list of videos that I wanted to do specifically for Roblox. This part, it's fine. There was interviews about Update, which I wanted to do. Interviews in general, I want to do those. Galleon Bag Manhunt is something I wanted to do for a while. I even made a doc that I probably won't show off. Doesn't matter though. The idea for Galleon Bag Manhunt was me and 2 hunters. I'd be the Galleon Bag hunter, and then there would be hunters who would be trying to kill me. What I would do is we would find a Galleon Bag on the map. I would collect the Galleon Bag, and there would be a 10-second grace period where I could run away. The second the 10 seconds is up, the other 2 hunters can start chasing me, and my goal is to survive until another Galleon Bag spawns, and then pick up the Galleon Bag. And when I pick up the second Galleon Bag, I win. That's it. I just have to survive for any length of time, and I have to find that Galleon Bag. That's literally the whole thing. That's it. I'm allowed to kill them, and all I have to do is survive. And then their goal, the 2 hunters' goal, is just to kill me. I was supposed to do it with someone who I believe was named Apollo and Scar Dreams. We were going to do our crossover. We were going to do a collab, which never happened, which is fine. But Galleon Bags also ended up breaking, so this isn't possible anymore. But I think it's a pretty cool idea, so yeah. Then there was a why you should play Wizard Life video, which I ended up changing to why do people still play Wizard Life. Like, I decided to change it because, no, you shouldn't play Wizard Life. Like, maybe in 2021 you should, but no, not by the time I decided to actually make the video. Then I wanted to do my dueling guide video, which I think was pretty cool, but yeah, that's really all there is to it. Those were some of the video ideas I had. Dueling guide, here was the thing that I came up with. I spent quite a bit of time coming up with this, and I even came up with the script, but I didn't finish it. And I just came up with everything that I wanted to do for it, go over the rules, went over how to get Avada, like the math for it as well, the difference between clashing and dueling, different types of duels, talking about ping, talking about NA and EU servers, and then I came up with quote-unquote 5 principles of duelings. Well, this is my opinionated part. This is basically like the five main, I don't know, principles of dueling. I don't know what word to use, but there's aiming, how good you can aim. There's blocking, where ping comes in and stuff. There's baiting, there's dodging, and then there's movement. Movement is not necessarily dodging. If you want to read this to kind of talk, to look at it, that's fine. But these are the 5 I came up with, and I don't think I came up with anything else. And yeah, I was going to cover controversial rules. This would have been a fantastic video, not only for new players, but for me to look back on, because it would have gone hard. I would have put so much effort into this. I started making it twice, I think, and I gave up. I don't know why. Probably just because. We'll get to that in a sec, but that would have been a fantastic video. Here's the duel logs. This was cool. I think what I wanted to do was, in between making interviews, the interview series, I also wanted to do a dueling series where I duel one specific person, and then they inevitably beat me, and then I have to learn how to beat them, and then I beat them, and then that's the whole video. It's me like trying out strategies and stuff. This never ended up happening, not even remotely. It was just an idea I had that I thought, hey, maybe it could kind of, you know, keep the series less boring. And yeah, so I started this, and it only went on for a couple days. I started it July 3rd, 2021. I did almost every single duel on that day. I did a day summary. I won 15 times, lost 11. Not bad. 50% win rate, a little over. July 4th, I did 1. July 5th, I did a bunch. And I believe I did the rest for that day. And then I did a couple more. I ended up doing 54 duels total. Or 46, I guess. I didn't update it. I had 28 wins and 18 losses out of the 46. My current streak at the end was 0, apparently. And my highest streak was 5, which is pretty cool. I didn't do this, but yeah, I wanted to basically get good in EU and then find people's weaknesses. What I decided to do was make individual duelist info. So I had a streak list, the number I had against them. I had my wins and losses against them and their username. And then I also wanted to include their strengths and weaknesses. So I thought I'd go over this really quick because I think it's funny. And then I also had the individual duels. I had the ping for each one. Yeah, the days. And I also put optional comments. Use a metronome. That was something I did sometimes when dueling. To keep track of the other person's Avada, I would use a metronome. I would set it to like 60 beats per minute, and then once it hit 15, I'd know, hey, they have their Avada again. And it was pretty cool. It sometimes worked, but very rarely. I lost to tie a bunch, so I said I need to duel in EU more. Also just duel tie more. I don't know why. Yep. I wasn't paying attention at all. Good for me. Then I lost here, and played long range the whole time. Could have won, but wanted to win fairly with a snipe, and he ended up killing me when I was killing someone for spamming us, so I lost that one. Nams just has really bad ping, yada yada, and I didn't include any other comments ever. No, loss. For Alatar, optional comments, he does not shoot the second he has Avada. Unlike a lot of people like shooting the second they have Avada, but I guess Alatar doesn't, so I wrote it down. Sounds Lacrima, I don't know who this was. I won, but I said I had pretty bad ping and the server we were in was laggy. Not a true testament of our skills. I might have beat him more times today, but it won't count it as a true victory against him unless we're in matching sides. Better ping. So, I lost to exit, said I wasn't paying attention. Scorp interrupted this one, even though I won. Oh, my guy using his pad laptop with a billion ping. I don't know what that's about. And then Spade said he played with somewhat high ping and low frames, more so practice than actual duels. And those were the final ones that I did. But yeah, this is just funny, going over the strengths and weaknesses. So for Alatar, I said that his strength was God Block, and his weaknesses were Good Luck. Also, when he has bad ping, he's bad. So basically, just play Alatar when he has bad ping, and that's how you win. For Spade, I said that he was great at catching off guard, which is true. He was great at picking the perfect time to where I wouldn't block. But one of his weaknesses was that he doesn't keep his distance, and I don't know if I was good, but I enjoyed getting up really close. I love close-up duels. Those are probably my favorite. Long-distance duels are meh, and then mixed, you know, like using close and far distance. Those are fine as well. Those are pretty standard, but I loved when both players got super close to each other and stayed that way the entire time. It was much more fast-paced. It was fantastic. And while I'm here, again, I'm getting sidetracked, but my opinion in terms of duels was I think I remember enjoying dueling more when it was 30 seconds per Avada instead of 15. Because again, eventually the Avada broke. I showed it at the end of one of my videos. and it went from 30 seconds per Avada to 15. And I liked the change of pace because it was quicker. Duels being quicker was pretty cool. But man, I absolutely loved, and I mean I loved it, when duels were slower paced. Because it was less a testament of speed and agility and all that jazz, and it was a game of focus. And I think that's one of the things I enjoyed most about dueling, was that it was a focus-based game. Yeah, ping was a big part of it, but because it was every 30 seconds, you had to make every Avada count. Every single one. That's why I think I got into the habit of not casting very often. In my duels, I rarely cast. I only cast if I think I have a chance of hitting them or winning. Like, that's it. Because I enjoyed using my advantage of holding my Avada to push people into walls all the time, and so I got into the habit of doing that because I had 30 seconds to make my shot. When it became 15, it was fine for a while, but I think I realized that I enjoyed it how it originally was, since, you know, I was used to it, and it was more focus-based. I didn't like how fast-paced it became, but, yeah. Anyways, moving on to Exit Lacrima. I don't know who this is, but I said that he doesn't like to waste Patronus. More than likely than not, will shoot when possible, and I need to use a metronome to keep track of time. So it seems that he was, every 15 seconds without fail, would shoot, and that was it. I couldn't find a strength for him, so if you don't have a strength here, just know that I probably just couldn't find one. It doesn't mean you're bad or anything. Like, Sounds won against me 3 times. No, I won against him 4 times. Never mind. Yeah. I said easier to bait than I first thought. Also has predictable shots. Also was overconfident with high ping for some reason. Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. Sound, whoever you are, I apologize for destroying you in the weakness category. And then King Aphelion was new to the game, so not much experience dueling. For Ty, I just said he was a solid player in general, and I only got 2 duels in with him, so I just said that I needed to duel more to find out. Like, we only also dueled in EU, so I had that against me, but he is just a good duelist in general. Max said he has solid movement because mobile players are always slippery, which is true. I was a mobile player at times in the beginning of the game. And mobile players have the best dodges in the game, by far. It's so much about dueling. Mobile player, yeah. This reminds me of the fact that I was never really a good player, a good duelist. Not really. I think it wasn't because I was ever bad. There were some times when I was really good, but I think it was because I was inconsistent. I was very inconsistent. I would have a day where I'd aim every shot perfectly. I would pop off and just win. And I could not lose at all. And then there were other days where I would just miss every shot. And I missed a bunch of blocks. And I was just bad. And I was off my game. And at the same time, there were also a lot of times where I'd have a very good bout, like a week or 2 straight of being really good, and then a week or 2 straight of being bad. It was just, I was very inconsistent with my playing. There were times when my aim was perfect, and time where I overflicked every single time. I remember I have one memory where I believe it was CJ, maybe somebody else, was used in Largo, I don't know how to say it, I'll say in Largo. They were as big as they could be, and I was dueling them. And my aim was so bad, and, you know, I was so shaky from adrenaline, I didn't hit them a single time, I don't think. I think I missed. And he was huge. He was such an easy target, and I missed every time. And that's, like, one of the things I go back to. I was never a consistent duelist in terms of being good. And so there were times I could pop off when needed, but since I wasn't consistent and couldn't trust my skill, I just couldn't really go beyond. And so I think that was sad, kind of, to me, but yeah, it is what it is. Oh, here's a complete timeline. We're gonna get to more YouTube stuff in a sec, but this is everything that I wanted to include originally with the series. I wanted to include different arrows, and the first one was before the move. This was a quote from Echoism, which I could talk about Echoism's DMs. They were just someone who played during beta. I don't think they got into groups ever, but yeah, they talked about it like this. I wanted to include Nova Lumen, Shadowblood, the Kappa Crisis, which I believe happened during Nova Lumen, maybe Shadowblood, I don't remember. I wanted to include just Dark, just all the stuff he went through. Before Curses, before the move. Apparently I'd heard that Curses weren't in the game from the beginning, but I don't know if that's true anymore. I want to talk about Modern Day, I want to talk about the Dark family, I want to talk about Kappa. Maybe include Fate and Night, which I would now if I wanted to. I definitely would include Astral. I don't know much about Master Mod. He was an exploiter guy, so I'd probably include him at least slightly. I wanted to get in contact with all of these older players, just because I thought they'd be useful to get into contact with. I don't know who Time is. I don't know why this name is here. I wanted to start with my interview series, and then slowly go into wars and duels, because the original plan was to do much more than just interviews. Wanted to get into contact with people, ask for as much information, and then piece together and name every error of the game. Pretty cool idea. With this idea came an idea for a server, which I actually still have today. Oh wow, he's still going. Okay. I actually still have it today, and it's, where is it? Right here. Here it is. But basically, this was a server idea I had to get together a bunch of old players to discuss different portions of the game. Let everybody get their opinion in and basically make it voting, and then tell people, like, hey, what does old gen, mid gen, and new gen mean? Because for the interview series, I'd had a bunch of terms and stuff that nobody seems to completely agree on. So I wanted to come up with what old gen, mid gen, and new gen were. I wanted to talk about main events that might define wizard life and stuff. And just stuff like that. And I invited Astral for a minute, and I also invited Dark. I invited Noguera as well. Nothing ended up happening, which is fine, but it was a pretty cool idea that never ended up going anywhere, but I like keeping it here just because it's cool. One of the few things that I made that still exists in terms of Discord or the history thing, so this was basically what where I would have put all the info, and sorry for the voice crack. This was supposed to be my journey completing it. Let's find out. Let's just read through this really quick. So on July 17th, 2021, the whole link thing went down, which was, a link was discovered. I believe I made a video about it. A link was discovered where you could skip the friend teleporter, and you could finally, basically there was a fix to the friend teleporter, which was a link thing. And then I also talked with iEchoism as part of it. And I won't I don't think I'll include it in the video because it doesn't really matter, but it was pretty cool. This was about, oh yeah, this was about talking with Dark and Noguera. I'm not going to show this on the screen. Then there was lack of motivation, which I'll talk about in a second. I'll get to in just a moment. Recorded Spade's interview. He didn't take it seriously, though, and I can't blame him, but it was fine. More lack of motivation to edit the interview. Eventually, I'll talk about Shade and Astral. I don't remember who Salvatore is, and then Shade got me into it. So I'll talk, like I said, I'll talk about Astral in a sec. Basically, that's where I would have put everything, like, quote-unquote, my journey documenting the game, because I wanted to make that a video as well, like, my whole journey. Basically what this is right now, but ended up not happening. Here was a few more video ideas I had, the manhunt with galleon bags, but I also had an idea for capture the flag with Imperio, which is pretty simple. We'd get, like, an alt who would act as a flag, and basically they would stand in the middle of the map. You'd have two sides for both teams, and then both teams would rush in, and you'd have to bring him all the way back to your side using Imperio only. I guess you could use a Verte Statum just to get him to your side, basically. But there probably would have been like a rule set and stuff to avoid cheating and stuff. I think it could have been a neat idea. Still actually can be done. That could be fun to do. But I just never ended up doing it. I think it's a pretty cool idea, though. And then I also had an idea of doing whatever new players tell me to do. Like, I don't really know if... That just would have been a funny video, probably, but... Still a cool idea nonetheless. What is this? Oh yeah, here is the pros and cons of making videos. I'll come back to that in a second. Here's the Wizard Life plan doc, which I went to earlier. Here's the Rylock message. I think I might show it in a minute if I remember to. In fact, I'll show it right now. Rylock sent me a message not too long ago. In November of 2022, he said, "Hi, I was watching your videos about Wizard Life. I thought I was super passionate about Wizard Life community, and I feel really bad that you guys have survived without much input for Eddie and I. I don't know if you know about Adam Oasis, but that's the current game we're working on. But after that, we really want to make a new Wizard game. Wizard Life really deserved more, but it was just coded such a long time ago. A new game is a must. After Adam Oasis, we are hoping to work on a successor to Wizard Life under a different name or the same. I also noticed your video about Alchemia. That game was not based off of anything Harry Potter, but based off an anime called Full Metal Alchemist." I then proceeded to ask him 6 different questions about it, and he only responded about Alchemia and never responded to anything else. And I think this perfectly sums up the relationship between the game and Eddie and Rylock. Like, the community and Eddie and Rylock. I had all this to ask, and it's fine. Maybe he was busy and then forgot, but it's just the fact that he only responded to one thing and then dipped. It was hilarious to me. So, technically, he doesn't have to respond to this. Doesn't have to respond to this. Doesn't have to respond to this. I guess he could have responded to this. Okay, would you be cool with letting... Yeah, I guess technically I only asked 3 things that could be responded to, and he only responded to 1, which is fine. It's just... But I think it's just funny. It's just funny to me. But yeah, so he said this, and there actually has been some stuff about Wizard Life in the Red Discord server. Not a second to game, but not a ton at the same time. Wizards will be my magnum opus, I feel like, but we'll see. Like, he wants to do a Wizard Dark roleplay, which is kind of like whatever Electric State is. He wants to make an Electric State version, but Wizard Life, basically, I guess. He wants to do this Iron Man game first. I don't know any news about Iron Man. Then he wants to do Electric State 2. And then he wants to do Wizards, I guess. I'm not entirely sure anymore what his plan is with anything. I don't know what they're making. I think they might have given up on Atom Oasis, their new game. So I'm not entirely sure what yeah. He's just, for all I know, it would suck. I don't know if it's gonna be a good game. I don't know if it'll ever release. And at this point I don't really care all that much, but I'll give it a shot if it comes out. Maybe I'll make a video just saying, hey, there's a new Wizard Life game, so look forward to that. Anyways, here's the one that I've been looking forward to the most. I was going to make a Wizard Life video talking about the pros and cons of making videos, basically. What I originally planned for the videos and one-off videos and stuff like that. So real quick, before I actually talk about the pros and cons, which is basically going to explain why I was so inconsistent with videos and why I never ended up doing the interview series. What I originally ended up planning was the interview series, and then I don't know what this means. An IWTBTB series. I think it has something to do with dueling. Like, I want to be the best. That's what it means. I think it's an I think I wanted to, okay, I don't know why I wanted to call it I want to be the best, but okay. It was, I guess that's what I was gonna call it, which is stupid. I hope I would have changed it if it ended up happening, but yeah. So it was basically just gonna be me dueling people, like I said earlier, which I think could have been cool. But I also had a bunch of one-off videos that I wanted to do. What is Wizard Life? Why do people still play it? Did that one. Dueling Guide, sadly didn't do it. Talking about the map's history and what changed, such secret parts to it. Could have been a fine video, but weird. Manhunt idea could have been cool, and a Wizard Life Iceberg Explained video could be cool if I had any idea of how to do the iceberg, I guess. Then I had videos for after the complete History of Wizard Life series / final video. I wanted to do a farewell duo video, videos of why I love Wizard Life and why I hate Wizard Life. Because, you know, again, my opinion on this game has been very mixed. I have a love-hate relationship with it. I wanted to do tournament highlights for a final tournament. I wanted to do unsolved videos for things that I couldn't figure out for the complete history videos, things that just wouldn't be found out. I wanted to do a video covering my journey of making the entire thing. I wanted to do random interviews about nostalgia in the game in general, which could have been cool. And I don't know why I put Wizard Life trivia. It's an odd thing to, I don't know what video that would have been. I guess it could have been like 101 things you don't know about Wizard Life, but that's kind of stupid. But, yeah. This was my original plan. I had a bunch of videos that I wanted to do. It just never ended up happening. But here's why. This is something I've been wanting to talk about to literally anybody for years. I never really talked. I kind of spoke with people about why, but I never really got into the specifics of it. So the pros of making videos that I could come up with was that they're fun. They're just fun to make. There's a surprising amount of viewers and support that comes with making these videos. Seriously, I'm shocked at the number of subscribers and views I got, and I didn't do any advertising. Not really. It was insane. That I'm shocked that I ended up with like 350 and that any of my videos reached 1,000 views. But in the long run, I felt as though I could create a new, less toxic community surrounding dueling and repopulate the game, which might have happened. It could have. Not sure though. I said the fact that Wizard Life was one of the most unique games on Roblox and has one of the most unique communities means that it would be watchable, which is true. I think the interview series would have been very watchable and anything else I wanted to make. I also said nostalgia videos. I don't know why that's a pro, but I guess I just liked the idea of making nostalgic videos. And then, yeah, this was probably one of the main ones. Feels like so much wasted potential if I don't do it. And I fully agree. I think this game and me have so much potential, and I've so much of a desire to make these videos that it would feel like such a waste if I didn't. But then there are some cons to making it, which, even though there are less, they kind of outweigh it quite a bit. That it made me so often want to stop editing, and it made me want to stop, and like a blockade appeared around my head, and I just like I couldn't push past it to make the videos anyways. The biggest one is obviously just toxicity in the community in general. It's not really a community for me, considering I don't like being toxic at all on the internet. Not really. It's just not fun. And again, I understand why people did it. No hate for people who were prideful or, you know, who were mean, I guess. It's fine. You do you. That's just what the game was for. But the fact that the actual living community was so toxic. I don't know. And then my neutrality leading to having no true relationships. I don't know why this was a con, but I think it was just the fact that I didn't really talk with many people from the game. A lot of people seem to have kind of continued to talk with other people as time went on, but me, I never really interact with people from Wizard Life very often. Not really. It just didn't happen. Still doesn't. I don't talk with, like, I met a bunch of really cool people, but I don't talk with many of them at all. And so I never, even though I had some great dueling partners and I had some nice conversations in the game, I didn't really have any relationships with anybody. There were no, like, friendships, actually. And so I guess I would have nobody to talk to about all of this. I would just be alone in this whole thing. And I didn't like that idea, the idea of that, you know? I thought if I did something else, I could probably actually have other people to talk to about it. But with Wizard Life, I'd have to just get through it alone. And this was one of the biggest ones that morally left me kind of confused, was the fact that I'd have to interview people who are racist and sexist and egotistical. And yeah, morally, could I do that? I've said this phrase so much to myself, could I put these people up on a pedestal? Because that's what I'd be doing. I would be putting them up on a pedestal for the world to see. Basically, none of these people deserve to be put on a pedestal. They shouldn't be. They would probably abuse the fact. And I think that's why so many people latched onto the interview series, even though I had no credibility. I was just a random kid who said, hey, I want to make an interview series. And I think that's why so many people were behind the idea. Because they would have been given a chance to brag and be cool, and people would have been like, wow, they're so cool, or whatever. And I don't think morally I could have done that at all. I don't think I could have done that. There was also the fact that by the time I was doing this, I guess it was 2022 when I made this document, the people I hadn't even a small connection with from the beginning of the game, they had all left. There was nobody left that I had even a small connection left with. Not really. Like, all my old friends, all the people that I wanted to thank, that I'm going to thank later in this video, I don't think any of them were around this time. There were still a couple people, but a lot of the OG players were just gone. So, I don't know, like, if all the people, like, again, this was kind of like the no true relationships thing, I'd have nobody. And it'd be even harder to get into contact with all the OG players, which is crazy. Then the Discord raid stuff, I think I had seen a Discord raid or something, and it was not good. Thank God I didn't see anything at all. But yeah, I think a Discord server got raided that I was in, and I'm pretty sure I almost saw some messed up stuff, and that was like the, oh, I shouldn't be here kind of thing. Like, this is not for me. I'll pass. Seriously, I do not need to be seeing any of this stuff. And I ended up leaving this whatever server it was not long afterwards. That I was terrified to join any other servers for a while after that. The fact that that is even remotely part of the community in any way scared me off a little bit. And then the final con for making videos was Roblox as a whole and how bad the company is. The Roblox as a company is just bad. We all know it. It's not a good company. They do bad stuff. They make terrible decisions. Like, do I really want to make a whole series for this platform? Not really. So all these things were in the back of my mind, and I think these kind of outweigh the pros, and that's why I was so inconsistent with my, decision on whether or not I wanted to do it, was because I didn't know if I could bring myself to do it. I don't think I would have enjoyed it. And so there's that. And there was also, I came up with these two. The pros of stopping making videos was that I wouldn't have to do anything morally wrong, and I can work on other things unrelated to Roblox, which is a pretty good thing. I have so many other things I'd like to do off of Roblox that, Wizard Life would have taken up completely. So that was another thing pushing against it. But the cons of stopping was that I probably won't play as much, which means I also won't duel as much or interact with the game as much, and I would just be fading even further away from it, and I will be breaking a lot of promises if I stop. That was another thing, another reason. I kept making promises that I probably should have known that I wouldn't be able to keep, and yet I kept going, which is fine. It's just, those are all the reasons why. These are my 13 reasons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. These are my 13 reasons right here. 13 reasons why, right there. Of why I was so inconsistent with whether or not I wanted to do the interview series, why I broke all the promises that I make, and that's it. I was torn between both of these sides, which is why I never got anything done. So I guess by doing nothing, I was more like this, but I still made videos, so, yeah, it's a little sad. To me, it's a little sad, but it is what it is, I suppose. Dude, I've been wanting to say that forever. I've been wanting to talk to anybody about that. And so I'm glad that it'll at least be out there, even if nobody gets this far in a video. This is probably an hour and a half, 2 hours into the video. But, yeah. Now I need to talk about Astral. Before we start looking at Wizard Life clips and going over everybody's response and all the thank yous and stuff, man, we still have a lot to do. I kind of want to hurry. But I do need to talk a little bit about Astral. I don't know how deep I'm going to get into this, but I would like to talk about how I ran into Astral. And I might just show it on screen, maybe? I don't know. Let's watch this real quick. I have a C8, which is a little, which is like a hard drive? No, it's not hard drive. What is it called? I'm not a big computer guy. I don't even know what it's called. Basically, I can put files onto it. It's a physical giant square that I can put I believe it's 4 terabytes of anything onto it. And I have a section known as Wizard Life Logs. I started these logs not too long ago because of Astral specifically. And so I thought maybe if I ever needed them, I would just have them. And so this first log was when I met Astral. This one was talking about the tournaments and being unmotivated. We might look at that. This one was going to be my first interview with Astral, but he ended up canceling, which is fine. And then he was failed plans and confrontation. I think we'll be looking at logs 1, 2, and 3, maybe 2.5, but it's just kind of funny. And we will not be looking at these. These are just my reactions to Astral telling me the history of the game from his point of view. But we'll get to that in a second. So I might just let this play, let young me talk about it for a minute. Maybe I'll cut in if he's taking too long, because it is kind of a long video. But we'll see. Technically, I could just go to the DMs, but I'll go and just let this play.
Alrighty, everybody. It is June 23rd, 2022. This is take 3 of me making this because it turns out my mic wasn't recording for the first few takes, so it's fine. Anyways, so, alright. This is log number 1 in, I don't know, my journey of finding information for the complete history of Wizard Life video that I plan on making. It's going to take a ton of work, so I'm honestly not sure if I'm going to be able to make the video. I have no idea if this video will ever see the light of day. I don't know if I will ever get close to making the complete history of Wizard Life, but on the off chance that I do, I plan on making a video after that, sort of just documenting my journey to get there. You know, my quest to get all this information, because I wouldn't be surprised if that's a story to tell in and of itself. And so this is my first log that I'm making while everything that's happened within the past few days is kind of just fresh on my mind, so future me can remember everything and, you know, make an actual cohesive story with the video. But yeah, so, again, I don't know if I will ever need this. I doubt I will, but on the off chance that I do actually get to work on this channel, then, yeah, then I'll be able to use this. But really, I just want to talk about the things that have happened within the past couple of days. And honestly, that's about it. So, let's see. It all started, because here's the thing. Obviously, stuff has happened previously with, you know, me getting history and knowledge of the game. But this is the most recent thing. It started 3 days ago. Shade, I was originally in a server with him, but I left the server within the past few days. And so, you know, Shade says that he's seen one of my YouTube videos, and he says, interviewing Dark, whatever you were saying, we'll just get a very biased opinion. He would have missed half the stuff he did and what happened. But now, the reason I'm making these logs is because here's the thing. I have, you know, it's for me to document, you know, what I had to go through, but it's also for me to share my thoughts, you know, so future me understands what current me is feeling. Because I'm in a bit of a pickle, sort of, not really. I have a pretty decent plan for what I want to do, but I just kind of want to share what exactly my concerns are with literally this entire video series thing. But yeah, so Shade said he's seen one of my videos, said that Dark would get me a very biased opinion. Now, before this, my opinion of Dark had been, even though he likes to brag a lot and he's kind of a jerk, from what I have known, he's a big centerpiece of the game. That's what I've known him as for basically my entire time. I've respected him a little.
I apologize for past. Hold on, wait. Hold up. I apologize for past me calling you jerk, Dark. Maybe it's changed. I have no clue. It's been what? It's been over a year since this video, but I think I might actually start ripping into Dark in a minute. I'm not 100% sure. This right here is Dark. We'll find out.
Of him, you know, exploiting. People are super angry with him. Regardless, I've still had a pretty decent amount of respect for him, even if, you know, he was kind of a jerk and wasn't the nicest guy, but it's Wizard life, so, you know, that's just how it works. But then I countered by saying I'm not just interviewing Dark, I'm interviewing every side, as many as people as possible, really. And he said, you won't get into contact with Astral. He meant to say Astral here, and I said, here's the thing, he said Astrid, I don't think he realized that he, that was autocorrect or something, but I think in the last Wizard Life player with basically Shade says that he's in contact with Astral. Now, I know I've talked with Dark before. I know a pretty decent, not a pretty decent. I know little about Dark, but I know even less about Astral. Astral was first mentioned to me in a YouTube video I made, a 2-shot. I made that like a year ago. I think the year anniversary for that is coming up. I think I made it July 2021 or something, maybe even 2020. I don't remember, but I do know that Astral, you know, has a reputation for being insanely good, but also super mysterious because not many people have contact with him, you know. I genuinely have no clue. But we talked for a minute, and I said, well, I'd love to get in contact with him later on if you're willing to let me speak to him. And he said, very unlikely, and he said, I said I didn't need to do it right now, but here I am talking with him. He says that he's not someone who likes to speak of his past, which isn't true. Actually, Astral's very willing to speak about his past. He said, oh, well, then I'll try my hardest at least. I'll try. If he doesn't want me to, then fine by me. I'll speak with him for you, okay? If you get him, that's most of the history completed. Oh, dang, good to know. And that's the undiluted truth that Dark would give you. Also, if you want to include TDS past, the first reason it became relevant was Dark, but yada. Shade was basically just ragging on Dark for a bit. I asked him clarifying stuff, and then I also asked who Shade was, because I didn't entirely remember. I think I might have met Shades before, but I don't know him all that well. And then Shade, out of the blue, sent me this. Now, this is Astral. Doubt it's very relevant now, though it's an interesting concept. I'll answer any questions they have, but I'll very rarely be online these few weeks, and I'll get into, you know, this in a minute. And so, yada. Shade talks a bit more about him. Astral quit before 2018. I talked about how I had known of Astral, and then Astral said he's on board, so sweet. See, I've missed a few players off of my list that I mentioned in one of my videos, I guess. He gave me Astral's Discord. He named a few players that I might actually, I actually need to talk with Astral about these. I'll go ahead and remember these. But yeah, so he gave me Astral's Discord, and I went ahead and DM'd Astral. He said hello. He started it, and I said, hey, what's up? Shade told me you went by something else. Is it yes, okay, or something else? And so he said this account was created for different purposes, but it was part of Wizard Life too. Shade only knew this iteration of me. I went by many names through Astral, though Astral was first and maybe the most eventful too. I'll share everything from Astral's career and some others, though it might reveal the identities, maybe some low ranks or outcasts. If this sounds confusing, it'll make sense when we start getting to it. So what I interpret this as was Astral, after quitting fairly early on, actually continued to stay within the community, maybe just watching what had happened, because I don't think he resurfaced anything much, but basically he took on different names throughout however long. I don't even know. I haven't asked him yet. I don't even know if he's still active. I don't know when he went inactive. I don't know what time. But now the way he said this was kind of, to me, he was taking it just slightly too seriously, but at the same time, I don't really know what all he knows, and I don't know how important the information he has is yet. So, we'll see. But I say I think I get it. He says, do you have a set deadline for when you want to publish the video, the History Wizard video? And I say no, because it'll probably take years to get out. He says that it won't be too long after I fill you in, without realizing that I have to do, this is meant to be a series. It's not meant to be one video. So it's still probably going to take quite a while.
I will say by this time I was still, for whatever reason, even after making that pros and cons thing, I should have backed out, but I was still on board with making the video. We're going to stop watching, sort of. I might skip ahead to some other stuff and maybe go to the DMs and talk about Astral for a minute, but basically, I know at some point Astral, we'll talk about it in a second, whatever. I'm just going to skip ahead through this video. He provided proof of being Astral. Okay, now, I think I might get... Just, we're gonna sit through this really quick, just cause.
But here's the thing, I sent this out to him, but I also sent it to Dark because I was curious, because I didn't know if he would respond, and I really want to start working on the script. And so I asked Dark, and Dark was obviously much less formal, but here's my concern with Dark after seeing this. So I ask him, hey, what's up, Dark? I'm starting up with the channel again, and I need some small info for the current video I'm working on, and I want it to be as accurate as possible. I ask him a few questions, but mainly one. In beta, when did Avada Kedavra come out? Was dueling even a thing? Groups, wars? I'm really curious as to when all of that first started. And so, basically, Dark overall just claims that dueling wasn't a thing. What else does he say?
I probably won't show this, but...
I don't...
Let's just see. I want to see what Past Me's opinion is on Dark after reading all of this. I probably won't show the DMs themselves, but we'll see.
Basically, he says most of it was roleplay and Avada Kedavra. I don't know if he says Avada Kedavra was out. Let me see. I'll search for Avada. I can't do Control F. I can, but I don't want to turn off streamer mode. Actually, it doesn't matter. I'll turn it off. Avada. He never mentioned Avada again. He never answered.
I don't know why this matters. I don't know why I care so much here.
He literally never answered the question that I initially
Yeah, who cares?
I don't think he did.
Hurry up.
He ended up, but he also ended up saying, you know, one of the most interesting things that he said to me was, I can't tell you everything about Wizard Life. It's too big a story and a boring story. For me, it's big. I don't know. But what really, like, irked me with this entire conversation was how it took him 20 minutes here. So he started at 4:44, and he ended the conversation about here, 5:19. For a solid 25 minutes, this guy straight up just bragged. Just bragged. And he even says, I don't like bragging about it. That's not what I like doing. But no joke, he just brags for 25 minutes, and this...
It was actually 35 minutes.
It makes me dislike him even more. Like, I didn't ask him to talk... Here's the thing, he's already talked about most of this.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna be done for now, but basically, this was like the first time I was really like, oh man, I don't want to talk to Dark, man. I really don't want to. And it was mostly just because, can I find this? No, this account is... No, I don't think I'll be able to do it because this account is deleted. I don't think I'll be able to find it anymore. But basically, I have it all here at least. He didn't really ignore my questions. I think he kind of answered them. But then he kind of just went on his own tangent. And he claims to have not bragged at all, which just isn't true. Literally, TDF was the main power of Wizard Life that held all these years alive. Everything I took responsibility, and I think he lied at some parts. Like, I might not be able to include what I just said. We'll see. I have to talk with Astral about it, but whatever. He said it was a boring story, but Astral claimed the exact opposite, that it was a very interesting story. So it's just, yeah, he kind of just went on a tangent and bragged for 35 minutes straight, and that was he'd already said most of that stuff to me before. He was just repeating himself, and it made me a little sad, realizing that this was the guy I'd have to talk to about the history of the game. Dark, don't hate me for saying all this. It's just, I was pretty upset. I'll say all that. But what is this second one about?
Hello, everybody. Today is...
It's about a month after that last one.
2022. Currently 10:04 p.m. It has been a month.
I don't really want to talk about this part. All this is in my DMs. Basically, since I kind of want to wrap up this section, I'm not going to go too deep into the Astral part. I was introduced to Astral, and Astral offered to tell me a bunch of history of the game with proof. And so, slowly throughout the past couple months, I think we started last September, so it's been almost a year, he started telling me the history of the game. The first session we had was about Shadow Blood, I believe. Then I think the second one... Was it finishing up Shadow Blood or about Nova Lumen? Let me figure it out.
Hello. What's going on, guys? Just finished the Spellbook test. It's pretty free.
Well, let me just skip ahead.
Give me 1 second.
No, I believe this is... Yeah, no, this is about Nogair. Yeah, okay, so the first session, which I split into 3 parts for some reason, was about Shadow Blood. The second one was about the second half of Shadow Blood. Like, we took about maybe 6 hours to talk about Shadow Blood and all of it, which was pretty early history. But let's just see. 20 minutes was the first one. Then it was
Okay, never mind. I'm gonna
2 hours and 21 minutes. So it was 2 hours and 40 minutes plus 8 minutes. So this first session was about 3 hours. Astral's History number 2 is about 3 hours. And then the third one is 5 hours of footage, but a lot of it was me being AFK. So in reality, it was more like 3 hours. So we talked about Shadow Blood for the first 2 sessions. Then the second session, we talked about all of Nova Lumen and all that jazz. And then next time, we're going to probably finish up with another probably 3 hour... 3-hour session, which it will be our final session, and it is coming up within the next week. Almost, yeah, basically like a week from now, we will be doing our final session together. He will be talking about my part of the game that I was actually in. The first 2 were spent talking about the early days, Shadow Blood, Nova Lumen, the stuff that kind of happened in between, the beginning, slightly after Nova Lumen, I think. I'm not entirely sure how far we got. But he's planning next on telling me about some of the iterations and stuff that he did after he was done being Astral. So I'm most excited for this one. I'm looking forward to it, but that's all I'll say. There's not much more to it. I just know much more about the history now, and that's why I'm kind of like angry whenever I see Dark Lying. Yeah, that's all there is in terms of Wizard Life vlogs. I'll keep them for now. We'll see. But oh yeah, sorry. I'll tell him that I was recording this. Anyways, we only have a couple more things to do. Right now we need to look at the old Wizard Life clips, which I won't hurry through. I don't really know if I'm gonna like play all of them. Let's see. We're gonna go in order. Here's the order of the videos. This was the first one, which I already showed. A lot of these are just clips for videos. Like here's 2017 last updated. I don't know why I kept this, just because I needed this. The fact that it was updated in 2017, I kept it. Can't pick up the Galleon bag anymore after the update. Changes to potions. There's dancing footage. I don't know why exactly I got this. I think I just wanted dancing footage. There's Prism, which hasn't been on a while. There's Apollo. I don't know who that is. But, and then we also talked a little, I guess. Yeah, and so now I have this footage if I want to use it for anything. Vlad's here too. It's pretty cool. Then there was Discord messages, I think, in the Red Discord server. Nope. Discord messages from the Red Discord server from before the server wipe, because the server got wiped. And so I guess I just decided to keep all these for whatever reason. I genuinely don't know why I did this. We'll see from Eddie too. I don't know why I have these. I'm going to keep them just in case because I can, but... Next was a fire video backgrounds. Fire in that they're cool, and also fire in the fact that there's just fire. I just wanted cool video backgrounds, and so I just got fire. Yeah. Like, look at that. People were messing with the fire, and so I wanted some, just that. Oh, look, Scarlac, that's crazy. Oh, what's happening? Oh. I have no idea what's happening here. But yeah, no, I think that's neat. Pretty cool. Fireplace was just, if I ever needed this, I have it. I have 1 minute and 46 seconds of me sitting by the fireplace, which is pretty neat. Here's a video of the friend teleporter being broken. Okay, that was stupid. This was funny. I think the Red Discord server hosted a whatever this is. They just hosted one of these. I think it was after the server got kablooshed. And they did like a comedy night type deal. And I was listening in.
How do you follow Will Smith in the snow?
Someone already told this joke. Get out of here.
And the whole bit was, how do you follow Will Smith in the snow? And I think eventually I joined.
So, how do you follow Will Smith in the snow?
I couldn't hold it in. I couldn't hold it in at all.
I think we've talked enough about following Will Smith.
It was so it was such a good bit. This is the funniest thing ever. Here's just chilling clip. This is from the interview with Cruel that I ended up using. It's just us doing that, and I think we also dueled for a bit. I'm not entirely sure. Talk with CJ and stuff. It was pretty cool. Then there's Lakeside round 1. Oh right. So after the tournament video, not after the tournament video, but like almost immediately after the first tournament, there was another tournament that I got first place in. It was a 1v1 tournament.
I guess I'm recording now.
And I was sick. I was sick this day. I was so angry. Like, so passive-aggressive in this recording. I want soup. That was my whole goal, was just soup.
Soup. Just
Look at this.
did it. Please, I want soup. Just go. Please. I want soup.
I think there was tortellini soup waiting for me. And so, yeah, I was sick this day, and I won. I won the entire thing. I beat this man. And then, stop. And then, Lakeside round 2. Which I believe was against Chloe, because people kept leaving.
I'm like 99% sure I'm not gonna make a video out of it.
Yeah, no, I didn't make a video out of it.
Could not find her. Basic. Chloe, please. Yeah, there we.
I won against Chloe and won. I think. Yeah, I won. I won the entire event.
Block right now.
Like in the server, I had the Lakeside role, and I won an entire event while sick, and I never made a video because it was stupid. It was just dumb. Here's a video of me and Turbo dueling for 13 minutes. This was right after. Oh yeah, this is the Lexus interview. Me and Turbo. I'll talk about Turbo in a bit while I thank him, but he was someone I met later on. He's a newer player. And we dueled for 13 minutes straight. I think it was a single duel. It was one duel. That's how bad we were.
Okay. 3, 1, go.
Oh yeah, we were in a VC, so I was talking to him. But yeah, we dueled for ages.
Come on, shoot me.
I think I finally ended up winning, but it took forever.
Thank you for dueling.
Look at this. I didn't.
Yes!
Even though I baited him with a fake Avada 3 seconds earlier. Anyways, one of the cool things about this video was the fact that the footage corrupted itself, but only for like 5 seconds. It's hilarious.
Okay. This is so funny. I said it though. Even all title. Oh.
This was hilarious. It was just people fighting, and I got footage of it. It was just cool. And yeah, it was awesome. And then here's my reaction to the Christmas update. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're watching this.
I just got a DM on Discord. Look at that.
It's so beautiful.
Look at that. It's beautiful.
Oh.
It's so beautiful.
That's what I'm saying.
It's so beautiful. Oh.
I started like.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Okay,
Oh
I'm 17 now, but like this is a Roblox channel, so I won't say anything more. But I was pretty excited for this update. Like a lot of people enjoyed this. It was neat. There was so much cool stuff, and then I went to the Red Discord server and said thank you, Eddie.
I don't care if it sucks. I'll be angry later. Right now,
Eventually, like I was in bliss for about 10 minutes maybe, and then I started noticing how mediocre the update was. So, yeah, it was okay. Here's also my me reacting to echoisms and messages.
I'm recording this really.
I'm not gonna look at them, but that was cool. Here's also me reacting to Noguera's messages because I got into contact with Noguera. That was pretty fun, but we had a whole conversation and stuff. I won't show that either. Anyways, this video was about role players. I think I just wanted footage of role players. The fact that it still existed. When was this made? This was like fairly recent, probably 2023. Why does it say December 30th, 2021? Never mind, I guess. Anyways, oh yeah, here's a video of Scorp screen sharing me. Like this was pretty cool to watch because again, Scorp is a freaking god of dueling, and so I don't know why we hopped into a call. Neither of us were speaking or anything, but he look at that. How did he know? Like he did some impressive stuff. But what I thought was weird, was this auto aim? Auto aim isn't a thing, but look at that tracking. Look at this tracking. Look how insane that is. Look at that. That was clean. I'd never be able to do anything like that. So since I'm 99% sure auto aim isn't a thing, I'm pretty sure it was just him, which is insane. He ended up leaving, but and then we dueled for a bit. Cool dueling clips with Fastfox and CJ, but it was insane. Like he was good, and I only watched him duel for like 5 seconds. Oh yeah, here's a main shot of the Christmas area for just, I don't know, I guess I need.
It was updated, and I didn't believe it first. I'll be completely honest.
Oh, here's the raw footage of the update, the update video that I made before the actual update video. That was cool. Oh, okay, we'll come back to this. We'll come back to this in a sec. Though why I don't like Wizard Life. I only have one why don't I like Wizard Life, but I called it 1 because I assume I'd have more. This video was an hour of footage.
I'm just gonna fly around.
Of me just flying
look at
around.
everything.
Because I was preparing for an update, so I literally flew around for an hour and just got every part of the map. All of it. Excuse me. If anybody wanted to recreate the old map for whatever reason, this would be the footage you need.
I have to get a Vlad and no one's killing me.
Like, it's look at this. I don't know what's happening. But yeah, I got like everything in the game. It was sick. A duel is the last duel I've done recently. In the game, I won. It was like 6 minutes long because I'm trash at the game now, but... Here to... Oh, no. Watch this amazing kill. I don't know how I hit that. That was insane. But yeah, that was a pretty cool duel. This was a reunion. I decided to finally start recording. This is what sparked... some people will know this. A couple days ago, a Discord server was made with the purpose of being a Wizard Life server. I don't think it's dead, but I finally ended up leaving. But this was... the June 2023 reunion, which means that I think the server was born like in June. It's been around for like a week, so it was pretty cool. I got to talk to a bunch of people and say hi to a bunch of people. It was really cool to do that. And I finally started recording, and this was like a bunch of people got on after I got on, which is cool. I think it was sick. I joined the game, and then I think Nikola joined, and then people joined Nikola, and it just spread, and it was awesome. But yeah, that was a cool reunion. And then yeah, here's this clip. We already looked at it earlier, but I thought I'd look at it again. I was so skinny. I think this is what I looked like when I started dueling for a while. I played skinny for a while until finally realizing, man, I'm kind of cheating at duels. And so I swapped to blocky, and that's what my avatar currently looks like. It's currently blocky. But yeah, it was cool. Now this video, oh my gosh, let's talk about this video. This video is literally insane. Now, my friends are talking in the background, so I'm going to go and turn down the audio all the way since it doesn't matter. Actually, no, part of it does matter. This is... a lot of people got together for this. Let's see, when was this? I want to know. This video was made January 23, 2022. That's when this was made. And it's kind of an insane video. It's funny, and it's sad, and it's annoying, and it's like a good encapsulation of the entire part of the game. A bunch of people got together. There's Scary. I don't know who Rat is. There's Alex. I don't know who that is. Esme. I don't know. Drago. I don't know. There's Scar. Pro Aim 90 Pro is Dark. There's Sug Lacrimaca. There's Ravon. There's Nightcrawler. I think one of these is actually Nightcrawler. I could be wrong. I don't know who these people are. But Dark got a bunch of people together in the server, and he said, what did he say? I will be demonstrating. Revealing. What is he revealing? Okay, I don't know what he's about to say. I don't really know. Anyways, this girl... we'll ignore that part. She just says die. And people start... This is the funniest part. I start dying here. Just listen. Like, I'm recording this in Cloak right now, and people just have to kill her.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I just died of laughter at this. Nobody could hit her. It was so funny. So many shots were made until they finally got her. And even Dark was, like, surprised at how bad they were. It was hilarious. This was, like, the funniest thing that's happened in Wizard Life, seriously. Really skilled army, amazing. Keep it up, guys. God, it was funny. And so, like, I like this part. This is the funny part. This is the good part of the video. And then it gets bad. I hate this person. I don't know who you are. Alex? Whoever this Alex is, I don't know who you are. Maybe you're fine now, but in this moment, I had a hatred for you because I was willing to. Hold on, you'll see. Just wait. The rest of this video doesn't really matter. They're just talking and being weird. Look, yeah, this right here. I don't know if he knew I was here or what, but. I think he left the game. It was a really dumb bit. I don't know why he did that. But here's what I got mad about. I was mad in this clip. Seriously. So for anybody who... Yeah, I don't know. Should I say this? I think Fate's fine with it. He was willing to say it in an entire video. And this is 2 hours into a super long video. Basically, I don't know how long ago Fate's dad passed away, but he did. And at this time, I wasn't 100% sure if it was true, but I guess I was just assuming it was because they said this. This made me mad because at this point, I think I was okay with Fate. I wasn't very mad at him. We had our ups and downs throughout Wizard life, but we eventually settled into a, yeah, I know you're chill. And so after Alex said this, dude, I got mad. I got mad. Hold on. And this is like the dumbest argument I've ever seen in Wizard life. This is like, I love this video because it's like the perfect 18 minutes of Wizard life of all time. It's funny, it's annoying, there's toxicity, and it's sad. It's literally everything. So whoever Alex is said this, and I decided to actually, I was mad, like actually. I decided I would start an argument. Here's the problem is, I bet every single person here completely agrees with Alex. I won't even lie, but I think I just stopped caring. In that moment, I just gave up. Normally, I probably would just say nothing and do nothing, but I gave up trying. I was genuinely angry, and so this argument ensues, and it's hilarious. It's such a funny argument. Yeah, Fate's dad. Yeah, I know. I said, yeah, where's the funny? Because it was the worst joke I've heard in Wizard life. I don't want to have to blur any of this, dude. I don't think I have to. What's also funny is that you've been wearing that same thing for like 3 years now. This was, oh my gosh. This got on my nerves. This is the one thing that will get on my nerves because it is the dumbest argument I've ever heard throughout my time playing Wizard Life. Because there are some people who would jokingly make fun of me for wearing the same thing for 3 years. And then there are some people who have actually used it against me. And it makes me angry, but it also makes me laugh at the same time. It's both. It's so funny, but it's so stupid that it actually gets on my nerves. So if you want to make me mad, just use that in argument. And the reason it's so dumb is, how exactly is it a flex to not wear the same thing for 3 years straight? Because the issue, yeah, no, see, me being mad right now just proves how mad it makes me. Because the issue is, I wear the same thing all the time in Roblox, so I'm recognizable. I don't have to have the same name. I don't spend thousands of Robux changing my name. I don't spend money on this just to change my name like some people do, for whatever reason. And I keep my clothing the exact same so I don't have to spend Robux on this game. I'm 17. I don't know why people... I mean, if you really want to spend Robux on this game, I'm not going to blame you. But for me, I don't think it's that big of a flex to be spending money on Robux so you look different every 5 minutes. Because, like, every single time I would leave for a month and come back, everybody was completely different. I was the only one that was recognizable. Anybody can look at me and go, yeah, it's Noah. But I know none... I don't think I knew any of these people. Any. Just by their names. And even then, so many of them change. It's just, holy crap! It gets on my nerves so much. It does. This was the only argument that people could use against me for so long, was the fact that I wore the same thing for 3 years. And then I tried being funny for whatever reason. I don't really know. I think, but yeah. Oh, yeah, and then, no, it continued. And then Alex continued. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be funny, that's the thing. And I don't know why I should have just stopped. It doesn't really matter, but it was pretty funny. This is one of the most awkward moments I've ever had in Wizard Life. I don't know what I was feeling in the moment, but it was hilarious. I think I was also feeling confident since I was in a VC with friends who weren't in Wizard Life. They were just doing other stuff. But yeah, we kept fighting or whatever. I don't know. This was a dumb argument. Okay, Dark intervenes for some reason. I actually... Yeah, why? I don't know why he said this. This was, okay, this was like the dumbest 2 minutes of my life in Wizard Life. Is literally right here. I don't know why, like, I don't know why he did this as a bit. I don't know if it was a bit. I don't know if Alex was like, hey, Noah's being a loser, we should make fun of him. I don't know why he did this. And then it... Hold on, wait. Let's see. What was I don't think I was saying anything. You guys are rude. Hold on, let's see. What did he say? Yeah, and then that was it. I have no... I think... Now, looking back on it, it actually isn't as awkward as I remember it, but I remember it being, like, the most awkward experience I've ever had in Wizard Life. And then I think they just went around and, like, just messed around in the server. They just ran around for 10 more minutes? I don't know. It was pretty cool, though. It was neat. But, yeah. So, Fate, I got your back. Even though you probably don't care, it's fine. You weren't here to defend yourself, so I thought I would attempt it. Even though it's whatever. If only I was toxic. But, yeah, no, those are all the random clips I've gathered on Wizard Life that I wanted to keep. I probably deleted a ton of stuff that I wish I still had, but I think it's pretty cool to have all these, so I'll keep them in the future, but yeah. Oh, now, wow, we are almost done with this entire video. Okay, real quick, I need a bathroom break. Okay. Let's finish this thing up. We got 2 more things to do. Oh my god, let's freaking go. Alright. I need to go over everybody's response to what do you have to say about your time on Wizard Life. It took us like 20 minutes to all get over to the lake and start doing it, but I need to talk about this. So, basically, real quick, here's the gist of it. I wanted to have a portion of this video dedicated to other people, and so I thought I would go over every single person's response to what do you have to say about your time on Wizard Life. That's basically it. I said, if you could say one thing about your time on Wizard Life, what would it be? And so I have like 20 different people who talked about it on a Discord, and I think 3 people here. So I'll go and do this. Oh yeah, so here's one of them. This was from Clearly Heaven, this is from Merv. And Merv, if you ever see this somehow, I hold no ill will against you with the Discord incident. It is completely fine. Let's see what he had to say. No, come on, just let me read it in the chat, man. Come on. He said, looking back on Wizard Life, it was an adventure. We lost friends, we made friends, and we made enemies. This just goes to show that power can stir you in the wrong direction. I have no idea why he said that. I don't know how relevant that is, but... let's see. Oh yeah, Nikola was, this game was made for me to turn everyone into an XP farm. That's all I have to say. Pretty funny. I appreciated it. Oh yeah, Wizard Life was fun. I made a lot of fun. Great game design. I wish he did more with it. Made a lot of enemies too. Heck yeah. But overall, good memories within this game. And that's all there is to it. It's kind of hard to get good visuals from there. But now we can do the Discord part. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people to go through. I think I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom and go over them. No particular order. I'm just going to read through every single one. Here's the first one. I think Fate was the first guy. All right. So, yep, the question exactly that I asked was... yeah, if you could say anything about your time on Wizard Life, what would it be? It could be a short sentence or 13 paragraphs. Doesn't matter. And so this was Fate's response to that. Hello, my name is Fate, and I was amongst the top duelists in Wizard Life during my reign. I'm certain all of you already know me, so I won't be telling my story because I'll bet anybody that associated with me can tell you it. As much as I hate talking about the past, there were some very notable ones that came out of Wizard Life and its community. Some people from that time I'm still friends with to this day. For the most part, it was an enjoyable experience, and I appreciate everything. The good memories and the bad. For those of you guys that disagree with me, I was right 99% of the time. Here I am, having this opportunity to talk to Noah about my time during Wizard Life, but I think that's all there is to it. For now, it's safe to say that this is my final message in the grand story of Wizard Life. It's time to let old things die. And that's it. Now, you will notice a theme from a lot of people. Not only did people actually take this seriously, I was surprised with the fact that people actually took it as seriously as they did. Some people didn't, and it's fine, they're pretty funny, and some people did. And you will notice a pretty similar trend between basically everybody who answered this question, and I think it's pretty cool. Oh, here. This is Cruel. Oh, Cruel responded. One thing I could say about Wizard Life is that it definitely changed me as a person, not from the game itself, but from the community and interactions with the members inside of it. It was a good community while it lasted, definitely one of the happiest points of my life sometimes. This is not Cruel. Who is this? This is Cruel. Wait a minute, if this is Cruel, who's this? Hold up. Oh, wait a minute. This is Lexus. I'm sorry. Okay, I got it. Sorry, guys. I messed it up. This is Lexus. I apologize. Chaos Razor is Lexus. Here's Cruel's response. My fault. Wizard Life was with no question one of the most sentimental and communally historic games on Roblox. That game's holds a special portion of my childhood, the people I met, the things I did. My highest highs and my lowest lows on Wizard Life come together in this perfect mix to create an amazing timeline and a great experience. If I could do it all again, I definitely would, and I wish that upon any Wizard Life players remaining today. Here's Vlad. I believe for a second there was almost a mistranslation slightly, but then he responded. I asked him that, and he said, what do you mean time? And he said, as in all the time you spent on the game. And his only response was, bro, I almost killed myself to play that game. So, thank you, Vlad. I appreciate it. I asked Chloe, who I only really knew her as the host of the tournament video, but that was about it. But I thought I'd ask anyway since I wanted a bunch of different responses, and she just said, well, for everyone, Wizard Life changes. Maybe all for the better. I mean, I know I've changed because of it, and probably without Wizard Life I wouldn't have matured as quickly because I remember how immature I was at first, so I'm kind of glad that happened. Plus, it was entertaining while it lasted, even though most arguments or wars or whatever were really petty and embarrassing now that I think back to it, and plus I met some decent people who are still my friends, so I'm glad that it happened. Then there was Scary, and his response was simply just, well, I met a lot of people, and it was fun for the most part. And I think that's the perfect response. Can't get better than that. Here's Dyer. I think he thought I was going to have an interview with him, and he finally answered was, the longer you go, the less money matters. The food doesn't taste as good, the car isn't fast enough, the view isn't high enough. And that's it. I don't know why he said God among men went in a response to this. This was just a funny response. Oh, Tribe also responded to this, I'm pretty sure. Well, I enjoyed my time on Wizard Life. So many unforgettable wars and duels, and I enjoyed every bit of it. It was nice playing Wizard Life while it was still alive. Well, I'm just pleased and thankful for good memories and friends that I made during my time in Wizard Life. And that was sick. September's is a friend of mine that I met. He's a newer generation player. I met him closer to the end of my time making Wizard Life videos, but it was pretty cool. All he said, though, was, yeah, man, I remember back in, like, 2018, 2020, it was one of my favorite games, and I always enjoyed playing. Although the scripts and models were antiquated, I still had a great time playing with friends. I have no idea if I'm saying this right, but I'm not going to search it up. I asked Noramen, I believe, and oh, he actually gave a full answer. Cool. Wizard Life was a fantastic experience. It was like stepping into a whole new world where magic existed. I had so much fun playing the game, meeting new people. The friendships I made were truly special, and we shared many laughs together. Every day in Wizard Life brought something new, not meaning updates because the creators were too lazy to update it. I loved unlocking spells. It took days to stay in games, setting up the auto-clicker so the game wouldn't kick you out. We had tournaments, duels, everything. Had a lot of fun dueling and participating in tournaments, organized a few of them myself too. Didn't go too well though. There were hardly any toxic players, the community was welcoming mostly. Eventually the game started to slow down and people moved on to other things. It was a bit sad to see when it came to an end, but I'll always remember the friends and the memories I made. Wizard Life was more than just a game to me. It was a place where I could be myself, have a great time. Those moments in Wizard Life were special. The excitement, the friendships, and its history made it an unforgettable experience. Even though the game is over, I'm grateful for the fun times I had and the people I met. Maybe someday I'll find another game or community that brings back that same sense of joy. Ooh, now Turbo. Turbo wrote a ton. Turbo's also a newer generation player, and this was pretty well done. My time on Wizard Life has brought me newfound interest in the Harry Potter genre and really helped me grow my combat skills. Because of the game, I'm hooked to the Harry Potter dueling games, currently Wizard Wars, and my time spent with other duelists brought me joy. From Leo to Helios and many more, I've created everlasting friendships with other players. When I first started playing the game and ever since, the game's mechanics have gotten me interested in scripting more. I loved making videos with you, they really shine light on the great community of this game. At the beginning of my tenure, I used to actually train other players and give them some tips. After I'd lost a close friend in the game, I gave up on the roleplay aspect of the game and instead found solace in the dueling part of the experience. There I met many friends, like I said, including Frantic, Nora, and Maddie. I've always looked up to Scary in the game, and I'm sure I'm not alone. I learned book hopping and many other old tricks, those being from Scar Dreams. Following a couple Wizard Life tournaments has been pretty exciting, even if they were plagued by exploiters. The broken aspects of the wand animation and Patronus bar have annoyed me for quite a long time, though I have learned to live with them. The first guild I ever joined, the Eclipse, was definitely not the most popular guild, but it was exhilarating to fight alongside other great duelists. This game actually helped clarify which house I'm in, Ravenclaw, because I wasn't sure which house to pick at the menu screen. After hours of doing glitches and patiently waiting for the next update, I realized that school was right around the corner. I was playing mostly in June and July. This game took up much of my time last year, but those 2 months were action-packed and contained real value. Along the way, I grinded the cloak, all spells, brooms, and wands. I realize now that I probably played more than I should have, but it's too late now. I'll always be tired of cloaked people using Avada Kedavra and exploiters dropping my frame rate to 1, but hey, that's just part of the game. From this game, I've extracted valuable leadership skills, a newfound interest in wizard games, many friendships, improved dueling skills, and a forever connection to the first game that got me into the genre. And that was it. I think it was pretty well written. Then I also asked Scar. I don't know why. I think I had, like, my DMs open. I was like, yeah, I might as well. Honestly, like, I want as many views as possible, so sure, let's just do it. And so it was a pretty short answer, but Wizard Life was a game where good people came together but got bored because of the toxic people that ruined it. The first gen and the second gen made the game peak. TDF, MOD, NLZ fam. And that was it. I just like the fact that he plugged groups. I think it was funny. Next, who was this? This is Kuno, according to what he said back then. And I asked him the question, and he simply responded with a picture instead, and it was this picture. And God, it is hilarious. I don't know how, but it is so funny. And yeah, that's all he responded with. Then I asked CJ. CJ's pretty cool. I thought Wizard Life was an amazing game, but little did I know that I would meet several people who would become my best friends. There were times when I was cringy and edgy and all about the roleplay, but then there were times when I laughed and had fun and just hung out with my friends. I don't play Wizard Life anymore, but I'm sure thankful for the memories, including the bad ones, because they still have some good in them. Where's the time gone? I asked Luka. I'll talk about Luka in a minute. He was a TDF guy, great duelist, and I asked him, and he simply said, I used to play because I had more free time back then. With the perfect gift to go with it. And so, yeah, thank you, Luka, for that. Here's Psych. Now, this is Ryan. Oh, man, this is perfect. So, let's see. We talked a little bit, but I asked him the question, and his response was regret. That's my final answer. And then he responded with this video.
Dr. Noah! Follow Wizard Life professional! Dr.
And I think it's perfect. I think it's the perfect video. So maybe he didn't regret it as much as he initially let on, but that was pretty sweet. Let's find out. I think this is... I don't remember who this is already. I think this might be XY. I'm not entirely sure, but I asked a question, and they said, like, genuinely or jokingly, and all they said was, if I were to say anything, it would be, I don't regret playing the game because I met pretty cool people. I do regret buying VIP, though, and yeah. Oh, wait, I actually... Okay, Alatar's old account didn't respond, but Alatar did respond. Never mind, here's Alatar's response. It was very fun for the time where it was good, but inevitably over the years it collapsed and just blew up on itself pretty much. By the time that he updates the game, we'll all be over it already. Which is, true. I agree. Shay just said, and then nothing else, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, this is Jocalyne. Okay, so Jocalyne said, I'll always remember it. At the time, it was my everything, which sounds a little depressing, but during quarantine, when the world shut down, that's what got me through everything. Wizard Life had a lot of ups and downs, and good people and bad, but I feel really lucky to have experienced and met everyone I did, because it made me who I am today. Then there was Max and Meppert. Here's Max. Oh yeah, this is pretty good. So I was a kid on Roblox looking for a game. Played in 2015 as a guest. As I explored Roblox, I came across a game around December 2017 called Wizard Life. Months and months later, I stumbled across it again and gave it a shot. I met a community full of people. There was a lot of toxicity in the game, about the same level as people in YBA and other sorts of games, such as an old Roblox game known as The Streets, and you had to buy spells as a purchasable. I eventually met someone wanting to recruit me to a group called the Red Star, and I joined this. And I met a community with lots of fun people and unpleasant people, but at this time I was 10 to 11 years old, and this community was none other than Discord. I joined this community, I had a bunch of wars and crap, and yeah, I had fun. I met a billion people, and yeah, but in my experience it was quite addicting and not good for me at that age, and I'd also struggled with family problems at the time. As of that, I became more and more addicted, and the toxicity was too much to handle. I even decided to post my face around at the age of 10 or 11. It may or may not have gotten leaked, and I wasn't upset at all, to be honest, and yeah, I met a billion people, but what I want to say is we should come to awareness and not allow kids such as myself as I once was on Discord, because it can be very damaging to their mental health, and it's sad to say I've lost my innocence at the age of 11. I've come back 5 years later to talk to Dr. Neo about this. My ride has been fun. I've been swapping from a billion different communities, and I've never forgotten those days since, but I'm glad they ended because now it's all just a memory. I really wish the owner would update and fix the game, but he decides not to do so for whatever reason anyway. This is my final message. Ignore what people say and focus on yourself. My story was wild and fun, and I could not have mentioned it as of now. It's that long. Yeah, and so, actually, I mean, this was a pretty unique view on it. Not many people regretted it as much as he did. I guess Ryan did a little, but, you know. But, yeah, and I guess I agree. You probably should not be on at the age of 10, but it's whatever. And then now there was 2 left, but sadly Scorp deleted it, which is fine. It's okay that he doesn't want to be involved in it. It's all good. But I also asked Astral, and I guess this is the final one. If you could say one thing about your time in Wizard Life. About my time in Wizard Life, there's a lot to say, which is more broken down to what I already revealed in the coming essay about Wizard Life dynamics that we'll talk about in the next session. All I can say now is that Wizard Life was likely life-changing for little me, since it taught me a lot about social dynamics, people and how they think in general, and many other interesting skills that weren't bound to only in-game world and can be greatly generalized to more important situations. And as you might have noticed, most of the action went down on Discord rather than the Wizard Life mat when we're talking about game-changing events. So I'm very thankful to have stumbled upon this game when I did. Also a very unique view because, you know, Astral's time on the game was much different from probably anybody else. Probably the most unique experience throughout the game if I had to guess, but yeah. And that's it. That's all of the responses. And I think, yeah, I enjoyed kind of seeing that trend of everybody kind of just enjoyed it. Not everybody, of course, and I can't really be surprised about that, but yeah. I think it was cool to see that everybody in some way, you know, was impacted by the game and the community, and I can say the same thing. But yeah. And now we're almost done. Holy crap, only 2 more things to do. Now, one thing I've wanted to do for a long time is thank all of the people that I have met on this game. And there's a small list of people that I got to know more than anybody else and interacted with more than anybody else and just enjoyed spending time with more than anybody else.